On today's episode of Let's Talk FGO, it is your complete Tokugawa Meikyu Labyrinth Ooku. I believe that's how that goes. There's like 4 words in there.
There's a little bit of how-to brain there for a second with words.
No, there's 4 words. I think I missed Kaiten in my first read. I don't even remember. I've literally blanked out what I just said, like the forbidden lore that you will be soon blanking from your minds on today's episode of Let's Talk FGO. Hello, I am one of your hosts, Omega, and I am the head maid. With me, as always, is Lucky, and he's just here to get some shopping done, guys.
Everyone. I hope everyone is enjoying Fate Grand Order, aka getting ready to run the maze. And while we here at Studio Mega like to bring you the latest FGO-related news and memes, we will be talking about current and future events for both the JP and EN version of the game. So anyone not wanting spoilers should head to Akihabara.
That was the joke. Hi, welcome to yet another Let's Talk FGO. I would like to remind everybody that I'm not kidding around with that spoiler warning this week. Well, obviously, some attempts to obfuscate will be given. This is actually straight up the Ooku pregame episode. I wrote it on my notes. It will contain spoilers of one variety or another. And also, much like my experience recently playing P5S, if you've been playing FGO for like 3 years, even if I don't give you proper nouns, you guys have ears and a brain, so you'll probably be able to add 2 and 2 and make fish. So, there you go. You get your warning, we'll get you your time codes. Everything will be great.
It'll be great.
Super great. Much like the patrons who brought you this episode, who include Adam DeHarp, Aga Comics, Architect 10, Plax Doji, Carlos, Qua, Ferris, Jeremy Vasquez, Jonathan Sandoval, Kai Denton, Legendary Boss Under Liam Kessler, Regent Raptor, Rogue Robin, Charvor, Shawnee P, Some Guy Bomb, Soda Son of Friends, 723. If you like what you do want to see do more, consider supporting us on Patreon. You get access to episodes early and lots of other goodies, and it really helps us out. Thank you for your support, everybody.
Thank you.
I've got a window open and it's breezy as hell, but for some reason sitting in this chair, I'm starting to sweat like crazy.
There was no ping, that is true.
Oh, well, you guys were already here. Well, you want a patron ping even though you're already sitting there? I'll do it. I don't care. I'll slow down the show. I edit this.
I mean, I'm just saying, he does have a point.
It's true. My point, though, was there were like 6 people. I don't think there's any less of them here. I'll throw it up there again.
There could be more, though.
That's my other response. Yeah, see? Speaking of things that you don't see at all, it's all audio-based, actually. It's a really terrible segue. Anyway, let's check out everybody's favorite color.
Senpai! 起きてください.
That's right, everybody. It's time for Wake the Fuck Up Senpai, a regular segment for Pro Tips. Pro
Tips.
We're gonna have an air horn button someday. This one's pretty simple this week. I couldn't think of anything else in detail, but I do want to remind everybody this is your last warning because there will be a stream on Monday. OQ does, in fact, require Lostbelt 3 to be cleared, and it will take some work to do, as we'll discuss later. So, get your prep in now, guys. Knock out some free quests for, like, some golden apples. Gather your QP. Clear Lostbelt 3. Get ready.
Oh, man, I'm on that train.
Prepare yourself.
Actually, prepare yourself. So, actually, speaking of that, I'm gonna steal the microphone for a second, and we're gonna move straight into Records from the Throne, our regular achievement topic. It's not me. It's not anything fancy. It's only me today, but I got something for column A and column B here. So column A, the records, is Lucky has been on a bit of a roll. If you know Lucky, he is actually very, very bad at actually doing side content in this game. I'm usually, locked in on fresh content when it comes in, like story, events, and all that stuff, but everything else, I just kind of go, yeah, and let it fall to the wayside. This is why I'm behind on Interludes, why I'm behind on rank ups, this is why I'm behind on free quests. But, with this half AP campaign for Interludes, I've actually been knocking them out left and right. As of the moment of this recording, I have knocked out 14 Interludes and counting. Now, there's a couple of reasons for this. One, I need to do it, but 2, I'm on the comma prep train as well. Like yesterday, Jesus, on the Assassin Lancer Day, I knocked out it was almost 10 gold apples worth of embers, plus what I'd saved from before. I don't remember where I picked it up. I picked up some more somewhere. But I have over 400 gold embers waiting for comma, and all her standard mats. Right now, I'm just thinking about how to get an unreasonable amount of QP in a short amount of time.
Yeah, I think the only thing you can do about that is surf doors.
Yeah, I'm gonna serve doors. Teach is gonna come in mighty handy. Now, you ask yourselves, Lucky, I thought you usually don't do this kind of stuff. You kind of play it by the seat of your pants, fly by the tip of your dick. Well, let me tell you something, as we move into the second part of this. My finances are as not as good as a place as I would like them to be right now. Like I said, after that $700, I don't even know what it was, because it wasn't a blowout, because I did get NP2. But after spending $700 on KP, I still haven't fully recovered from that. And like I said, I've had to make a few purchases. Like, people be like, oh, what about that stimulus? I spent that stimulus on stuff, on life stuff. Like
you're supposed
I don't know.
to do.
Yeah. And
Well, you talked about it on What's Up, so if they want to know one of the things you got, they should go back and listen to last week's What's Up.
Yeah. And so I've been taking care of things to help me in life. I had to just buy a new monitor because my other one crapped out and it was killing me. No, I'll probably talk about it tomorrow. The thing arrives, the big thing arrives tomorrow, but as I said, it was painful. And then yesterday I went to Costco, and this is what I tell people: don't go to Costco unless you're willing to spend at least $200, because that's what you're going to end up spending no matter what you do. I'm like, God damn it. As I come home with like a shopping cart full of groceries.
Yeah, no, you gotta be careful.
Yeah.
I just set myself up some subscribe and save on Amazon, and it's still like, well, that's life. Man's got
No, and like I said, I just got insurance, and oh man, I learned. Lucky got blasted a little bit this morning by just forgetting how much insurance costs around here. I really did. I'm not even paying that much considering. I actually double checked the average amount for insurance here in the Northwest is like $300. I'm like only spending $150, but I'm like that's $150 out of my paycheck that I'll never see for something that I only might use.
Yeah,
I'm just
that's
like,
a lot.
I'm like, oof. So all things considered, I'm like, all right, I want to try and spend as little as possible for Kama as I can. And how am I going to do that? By doing all that side content that just has all that lovely Saint Quartz just tucked in there. I'm thinking I'm looking at it. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm pretty sure if I was able to get everything done, I'd have around 210 Saint Quartz. Just from all my rank ups, all the bonus from rank ups, and all my free quests. Plus,
yeah,
whatever
there's a lot of free quartz out there, guys.
Yeah, that also just goes to say how little of it I've done. I think I have like 40-something rank ups.
I should double check where my bonus master missions are at. I don't believe we yet have the interlude one, but it's coming soon. It will unfortunately come after Kama. But there is one for getting your interludes done, which is a reason to do interludes that I'm not super doing. Lucky, do you have any further commentary about your money thing?
No.
Did you actually use the line?
No, I did not actually use the line because I actually just started firing from the hip. But no, basically until Kama is done, I am basically in full blown just a constant Kill Bill Sirens moto. Just beep, 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 and just dramatic zoom ins on me like all the time as I look at my bank account and I look at my quartz count. Then I look at Final Ascension Kama. I'm just like
Yeah, so you may notice, like you said earlier, he's the only one on here. Yeah, I haven't done a lot in the last week. I've been hardcore playing P5S, and I really should have the last time there was a half AP interludes, but I didn't. So, okay, guys, we can talk about our favorite interludes later. Scheherazad's interlude, super cool concept, great, I love it.
It's long.
Whoever made it 8 actual pips, I want to punch him. It takes forever. Like, it's really cool. God, it takes forever. It takes so long, and it's very important. Ugh.
Please tell me you did Pison's interlude, though.
Oh, yeah, no. People were talking about it, so I made sure to get it out of the way. That one was freakishly easy. Even though it's 3 pips, that's a good 3 pips. But yeah, and unfortunately, while I do have about, I think, it's got to be more than half a dozen interludes ready to go. None of them are skill or NP related currently. Because those I've got sitting there all for servants who don't have like high bond or level or whatever. I need to work on. Like I can't do Lobos for instance yet because he's not bond 5, and I didn't even realize that. Sometimes you get behind on these things, but I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, I want to do interludes because that'll matter soon, but also I do have some new units who haven't been leveled like at all, so I'm farming Archer Caster dailies right now because those are relevant because my Moriarty's still not maxed out. I got him to about 50, I think, feeding him all of his own events EXPs. Got him to about 50-ish. And those Castry XPs will go great for Miyu, who hasn't been leveled since I rolled her on like the last day of Prisma. So yeah, I'm in a little bit of a rest recovery mode. That and I just guys, like I said before, I'm playing FIFA Strikers.
FIFA.
I don't. There's nothing going on in FGO. I don't give a fuck. Like Pison's funny. That's like 20 minutes, but like to actually sit down, I gotta be super bored. I got shit to do, guys. I'm out here playing a video series. I'm thinking about stuff. I'm learning that there's gonna be they're doing the PlayStation at Home things. There's gonna be a shitload of free games. One of which will be Subnautica. I'll probably mention this again on What's Up, but you're hearing from right now. We're about a month out from getting streams back. I'm gonna stream Subnautica. It's gonna be great. I'll do it on the console because Lucky streamed everything on his PC to Discord. There's not. They never came out with any co-op version of that, did they?
No, but like I said, if you set up a party and give me streams, I can at least
yeah, we need to because we've got a couple of weeks in April before then. Definitely once April hits, we need to like figure that out because we're getting close to the thing. With the thing.
Yeah.
And we definitely have some long-term plans we need to figure out. I'm also going to be like, I could do it right now, but I figure I'm not going to be fussed about it. I'm not going to do anything with it. So, but when April rolls around, I'm going to pick myself up a second monitor as well, multiply my workload, get some other stuff going.
Mm-hmm.
So, we got future plans once the stuff comes back.
Sanson, your interlude was really weird and really short and stutter. What the hell, man?
Also, yes, we will... The Among Us map comes out at the end of the month, so we'll definitely stream that too sometime. Also, maybe just play it with Discord when I got a free night. I don't know. There's a lot more stuff to talk about in What's Up. Anyway, let's see. Where are we at? 13 minutes? Let's keep moving swiftly on. We do have a few things to get at, and we want to make sure people get their money out of stuff. By which I mean I want us to get our money out of this with the power of ad rev. The power of ads, which are hopefully not super annoying. I don't know about other people, but personally, I've been getting a lot of 5-second ads for YouTube TV, which are slightly annoying, but not really that awful. So,
not the worst.
You guys let me know if you have any complaints about our ad rev. I know YouTube's auto thing is really shitty because it packs like 3 hours worth of ads into the first hour, and that's awful. But let me know if you guys have any problems, because I manually distribute all that shit. And we still make decent money on ad rev. Anyway, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to ask you, did you finish your master missions? I actually haven't yet. Hopefully I can get that doing dailies or whatever. Maybe grab a quick interlude. So, what you need to do is acquire 2 gems or statues of any kind. And then acquire 4 gems or statues of any kind. Then you're going to need to defeat 15 human attribute enemies, and defeat 15 earth attribute enemies, then defeat 15 enemies with the demonic tag, and then perform 30 FP summons. So, do your interludes, kids, do your dailies, eat your QP, you'll be fine.
No.
Well, while you can't eat QP, you can apparently buy bread for QP, so... QP therefore equals edible. We've been premiering for weeks. People don't understand premieres. Actually, I don't know. We haven't been doing super reactive with premieres. Like, there's been a little bit of stuff. I'm actually going to test this week with What's Up not premiering it.
Oh, really?
See if that does better. Just as a test, because it's not like it's going to do any worse. The What's Up will be the What's Up. But, well, we do get a couple of people commenting. Some people are confused. I don't think they understand how premieres work. They're like at least one week somebody was like, oh my god, you guys can stream again. I'm like, no. It's not how it works. It's just a premiere. This is all pre-taped. Hence why we don't react to you. But yeah, we can still premiere, but I don't know if we've been getting any cool stuff out of it lately. I might premiere Kama. I don't know. By the way, Kama Monday. What a Kama Monday. It's happening. It's locked in. I've had that shot for like a week and a half. Yeah, it's I know exactly what it'll come up. I'm gonna spend a golden apple. Okay. So that's your master missions. That's all our other fun, cool, starty time content. Let's talk about the news. Newsy time. So it's pretty interesting thing out of JP. As expected, there is an event coming, though it is not currently started. They decided to take a week off, basically. So we've got the Akihabara Explosion pre-release campaign happening from the 15th until the 29th. The full name of the event is, of course, Akihabara Explosion! ! The Town of Love and the Statues Engraved with Love. There were tildes, by the way, bracketing that last part. So basically, log in for 7 days, you get a total of 3 Saint Courts, a couple of tickets, and some apples. They're doing half AP dailies and interludes for the duration, so catch up on some stuff. Get some things out of the way. The actual event they've confirmed will begin the 24th. I don't think they're going to have a stream or anything for it, but they're going to be there. Though I do believe it's not in the notes here, but...
Anime Japan?
Yeah, Anime Japan, they've got some panels lined up. I believe the FGO panel they're doing for Anime Japan. So on the 27th they're doing a Camelot panel, and then on the 28th they're doing a panel for Grand Carnival and FGO in general, which will, by the way, have as a guest Akira Sekine, the voice actress of Gudako. So that's cool.
I believe that the voice actor for Acrovane is going to be at both as well. So
yeah, I'm not sure. It says top 3, so I don't know if he'll be at Agravane, will be at both, or just the first one. I'm pretty sure though that Ayako Kawasumi will be there, and it'll be funny though because I'm pretty sure that means that at the second panel we will have Nobunaga, who plays regular male Gudao. We'll have Ria Takahashi Mash, and then we'll have female Master. So that'll be hilarious.
I'm ready for this.
And you know Nobunaga will make it funny. He can't not.
Bet. Yep.
The man is so extra. What will he be dressed as? Who knows?
I'm pretty sure he's going to be dressed as the Master. And
probably. But
I'm betting on
so many choices.
Oh man, if he dressed up like the female MC, that would be the best.
That'd be pretty funny. Yeah, so those are all like several days after this event starts. We don't know how long the duration of this is. The pre-release goes for like 2 weeks, but it'll kick in. They'll give you the full information. We don't really know anything about it other than the news article telling you to look forward to it seems to suggest a format similar to Setsubun and Amazon S. It tells you to prepare lots of servants.
Yeah.
So, seems about right, you know. They usually don't rerun those. Did Amazon S have a rerun, or was it only once?
It was only once. I don't think they've done a rerun.
Yeah, I'm about to say. I know for sure Setsubun doesn't have a rerun. So yeah, only one. So it seems like it's the right season for another one of those events. And we'll see what happens. Also, currently, they are doing, kind of to supplement this pre-release thing, a class-based summon campaign. The usual one of those. I think it's like the 7th one they've done. They've got 2 raid-ups which rotate between the 7 core classes and extra classes. This includes all permanent and story-locked servants on raid-up, basically, for those classes. Which, for extra, yes, still means they have to do 1 extra category, because I think you can only roll, like, 2 or 3 5 stars. It's like, Jean, Junako... Is that it? Yeah, I don't think. There's no permanent 5-star alter ego, is there? And I know there's not an Avenger, so yeah, no. So, yeah, it's obviously bait, but at the same time, if you've got nothing better to do, these raid-ups do exist, right? Like, if you need extra copies of Salieri, it's pretty easy to score in that extra banner.
I don't know, we're a month and a half out from the Golden Week collab. I would hold on to your butts.
Well, yeah, and we have a brand new event coming out, which you never know what they'll put in there. So, yeah, it is a bait. But also, it is something that strategically is good to know about because we'll be able to say, well, okay, so between this event and that event, you've got a class-based banner. That said, it is just permanence and story lock, so I don't know. It depends on what you're fishing for.
I don't know. Like I said, I was like fairly surprised and pleased when I got both my Salieri and Columbus out of rolling for boys. I was like, maybe I'll do this more often, not necessarily for rolling for, 5 stars or 4 stars, but maybe to fill out some of those rare, those story locked rares that I don't get.
Yeah, no, so they catch up with you over time, and it's a little weird, right? Like, yeah. I think I only got my Caster Giles last year after playing the game since launch, BT Dubs, and rolling on story back in the OG as well. So it's funny how that works, but yeah. I think I got an extra Salieri out of my White Day rolls. It's pretty crazy. I still have not accidentally stumbled into a Columbus, which I'm happy for. At the very least, I would say, well, this could have been an extra NP for Salieri. But yeah, we only have 1 bit of news for NA right now, because there's no official OQ announcement or timeline. We're just not dumb. And we can assume, based on this stream happening, that it will happen Monday night. But on the 19th, they did release a bug fix. You may have been prompted to do a data update of your game.
Yes.
Apparently, according to their notes, this fixed a bug with Mash's passive. Apparently, the bond thing was still goofed up for a while. And earlier today, I logged in and they gave us 10 golden apples, so that's cool. When they initially announced the patch, they did not know what the rewards would be. They just said it would be zoo-determined later. Some people were like, oh, what's this mean? It was apples. Seems pretty fair for minor problems like this, right? Like, technically, because Mash's passive has to do with bond, you would be spending extra AP to get the bond you should have had anyway, right? So it kind of they pay you back for it. But it's not really, I don't think anyway, it's really quartz worthy. It's not like they fucked up a raid up or anything, right?
Right. Like I said, they preemptively did something, so I'm like, yeah, I'm surprised they gave us 10 apples. Heck.
I mean, it's a bug fix, and it definitely seems like that's a lot of Japanese companies, but it's definitely FGO's policy of like, well, if we've bollocksed something up and we fixed it, then we should pay you back for it, even if it's just apples.
Well, trust me, I need apples right now, so I'm not complaining.
I do also believe that, while this wasn't in the patch notes, they also said they patched some translation, like the famous Takei this. They fixed Summer Jolter's Valentine's text type and stuff as well.
Oh no, there was another typo that I caught in Pisons where Mordred says ass, but she says assum. I think I took a screen cap of that actually, just because I was like, oh, they goofing off again.
Well, yeah, they have a lot to translate. No, it's not in some format.
Huh. Yeah, but I think that's it.
Yeah, it's a light news week as we build up to both in JP and NA new events. Not that I'm going to assume the Akihabara explosion is going to be as big a deal as OQ. Though some people have been. Alright, Legendary, shut the fuck up about Gondor. Nobody gives a fuck. Stop it. I don't care. If you say that again to me, I'll Gondor you. Shut up. I don't care anymore. People keep bitching about it. I'm done. I don't care. Did it cost you AP? Did it cost you something? Will you spend Saint Quartz on retries? That's your own problem. Don't spend Saint Quartz on retries.
Ooh,
no value for your money. That's 99 cents you just wasted. Would you waste $1? Actually, that's a good way to think of it, actually. This is a completely different story I'm telling now. Where it's like,
you are.
Think of it this way, whenever you want to spend Saint Quartz on AP or retries, not saying that you don't, like, there are times when you want to do that, and I know there are people who buy all their Saint Quartz anyway, but imagine it as if your phone had a coin slot and you just slap 4 quarters in that motherfucker. Would you put 4 quarters in to do this again?
I mean, that's literally an arcade machine then.
I mean, yeah, basically. Put a dollar bill in. But that's the thing you should think about. Would you slot in 4 quarters for another try right now? If the answer is, yeah, I don't give a fuck. Sure, okay. Spend it. But it's always important to remember that every bit of Saint Quartz has a real world value. Equivalence, anyway.
Atomic Cat go burr.
Yeah.
One little thing I did want to bring up, that they mentioned, it's not really on it's noseworthy, but they are doing why is that cat fucking clipped into the floor? Never mind. Something that is, they're actually bringing back Heaven's Feel back to theaters for a short night in the spring, specifically because they wanted people to experience it in the time that it was released. As it is spring song, it is supposed to represent what's the best way they put this? Rebirth, almost conclusion.
Yeah,
all that flowery stuff. So that is neat. I don't know if they'll do something like that for North America. I mean, we've had, I don't even want to think about it. Both, like I said, this is a Lucky's eternal rage of trying to go to see it twice and have it both times have the theaters be closed on me. I'm just like, I can't.
Yeah, we're looking at almost a year's worth of if not already at a year's worth of quarantine zone of non-stop Backstreet Boys. They just won't stop.
So looking forward to that, but also another reminder is the Blu-ray release for Spring Song will be out fairly soon. I think it's the next couple months actually. This is specifically for the JP release. Fun fact, I actually did look it up. From what I understand, the JP release of Heaven's Feel does come with English subtitles. So if anyone...
Yeah, it's not that English is actually taught in schools in Japan, so...
So, if you guys just can't wait... Oh, that's why it's like that. It's not a fucking cat, it's a fucking tentacle. I thought it was a tail. So if any of you are chomping that much at the bit to get it, you might want to consider that. I was considering it myself, but I decided to hold off because I like to... Because unfortunately, I'm not one of those types who will buy something in one language and then buy in another. I will just stick to getting one copy, and to support my local anime business, as I squint into the distance trying to actually think of what that is, I'll buy it in English, just to make sure that they know that I'm willing to spend my money on these goods that they bring over. Support what you love, y'all.
Yeah, and somebody did raise a good point in chat. It's not confirmed or anything, but I did believe I heard that the Demon Slayer movie was digitally distributed in the States. Like, they went to, like, a streaming premiere.
Yes.
So I could easily see, like, Funny or Crunchyroll going out there throwing up the Camelot movie when it comes time.
I hope so.
Assuming they have the rights, which I would assume Funimation does, because, they're both owned by Sony now, so Somebody will pull it off, right?
Yeah.
I would assume, though, that, again, at least for, like, dub purposes, which is a thing not everybody does, but a lot of people like to wait for, is that, that would be handed to Funimation, like, as a first-come, first-serve thing, because they are owned by Sony.
Yeah, double checking real quick. Demon Slayer movies will be, actual movies will be the April 23rd, and the digital will be June 22nd. That came out like what, last October? It looks like.
Yeah.
And then when would the first Camelot movie come out? Like January, December? I can't remember.
It was late last year.
It was late, and then if we're gonna maybe get some hints of Camelot, it might be a little bit still. Maybe like
that sounds like a reveal at our anniversary. Kind of a thing. Like, hey,
yeah,
it's late June, early July. It's been about 6 months. Yo, here's your plans for your Camelots. But okay. Alrighty. So that's all of our news bit. There was our little anime interlude.
Yeah, I faffed about. But no more faffing, because now we're going to move into free talk. And what do we do when we move into free talk? We immediately go into this week's Let's Talk FGO Mailbag, the segment where we read, and by we, I mean me, read what you send in, and then we comment, complain, gripe, all that good stuff about it.
Like he's using the royal we.
Yes. Now, we do have a pregame at the back half of this, and Omega's going to be talking a bit, so unfortunately, I'm going to limit us only to an hour.
Also, we want to go and play more Persona 5 Strikers.
Yeah, no, I just got it yesterday. I only got to taste it. I just the sip of it. I'm like, oh no.
He just sipped a single sick guitar line. He needs to go back for that smooth jazz.
Listen, that last surprise mix fucking slayed me in the best way. So let's take a peek here. Let me move this on out of the way. As I get set up, I do want to say, I did have to get a second monitor, but I did not realize that I have two very long monitors, and I don't necessarily have enough desk space. Luckily, one of the monitors I have, I could flip vertical.
Yeah,
so now I just have
boy.
Yeah, and so I have a tall boy, and it's cool because I can put like different web browsers and like split them in half, and they're still about the same length. But now I have to do this thing where I look up and down, and it's super, super weird to do at a computer because I'm so used to just looking left and right. I'm like, oh no, I have now accessed the Y-axis. Or is it the X-axis? I can't remember which one is which. It's not the Z-axis, though.
I was always dog shit at those those.
Why is that? Why is up and down? Okay.
X, Y plots. Yeah.
All right. Anyway, but I have fapped enough, and I now have our mailbag full of mail. We have 32 entries today. I will now set a timer, and we begin. Meow. This first one comes from Chaos Spirit, currently helping a criminal mastermind plan a possible heist, Cyrus21. They say, question, hey guys, I actually kept up with the episodes and... Wait a fucking second here. Did I No, is this the right one?
You got 30 questions 3 days ago?
No, I just realized I have opened up the wrong mailbag. Hang on.
Last week's mail. Get rid of it.
That's last week's mail. Oh no.
Throw it out.
Yeet.
I don't know if that thump when I thumped a bunch of notebooks onto my desk made a sound, but I hope it did.
I am
looking for 30.
A shame. Dishonor. Okay. I have reset the timer. None of that happened. You hear me? All right.
Gotta get back in time.
So, okay, now we begin for the first time. Right.
For the last time.
Meow. And this first one comes from... Moon is silently sobbing while hugging her son Lobo because of how sad his interlude story was. It was pretty sad.
I don't have it Bond 5 yet. I can't know how sad it is.
It's sad, but it's good. You get to hug a fluffy wolf. That's the most important bit. But they say, question. Hope you're both doing well today. Since Kama is upon us, what are the things you look forward to with the Ooku event? Well, most simply, I am looking forward to the story. Like I said, as best I understand it, Ooku is kind of a follow-up to Seraph, and what's the best way to say that? Ties into the next Lostbelt?
Yeah.
Like I'm not 100% sure on that, but I know there are some dots connected there.
I believe the way the summary pitches it is because of the stuff in the Lostbelt 4s, this thing happened over here.
So
okay. We will go poke this thing that happened over here first.
Okay.
I don't actually. Well, we'll get into all the details later. I don't actually know if we like literally take a detour to Japan or if we just race shift over.
That could be interesting. Well, we'll find out. But like I said, the story. Like I said, this event has been on my radar ever since I first saw it because that CM was spicy. The new servant also spicy. The mechanics spicy. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Just all of it, but mostly the story. What about you, Omega?
Well, I know because I've looked at the people who are on the event list and stuff, that I'm very curious to see how this event handles, in particular, Matahari and Scheherazade, who are not super focused characters on, and quite frankly, Scheherazade is unpopular. So I want to see what they do with that. Also, you get to hang out with Kiara and Pavardi in the same room, and that's just going to be fucking hilarious.
I am ready for this. But there you go. Thank you very much. We move on. This next one comes from Little Buster swinging guitar at a meteorite baseball. Good old Fooly Cooley. I should just rewatch Fooly Cooley and just relive youth.
Seems fair.
I love Fooly Cooley. It's great. I need to get me a Fooly Cooley tattoo. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get the fucking Final Fantasy save tattooed on my hand. I'm gonna get a Fooly Cooley symbol of some sort tattooed somewhere else. I have plans now.
Cool.
Yeah, you can just tell how enthused Omega is about this. Anyway, they say, hey guys, I hope things are alright. Omega's just, just completely disinterested in my life choices, but that's fine. I just passed 900.
What you do with your body is your choice, Lucky.
I just passed 900 logins, and I feel pretty jazzed about it. Congratulations, my dude. It also gave me a reason to look back and think about how much I love both the FGO and Studio Omega communities. My heart! So I was wondering, what is your favorite part about these communities? Have a pleasant day, my dudes. What is my favorite thing about the community? Honestly, just the fact that it exists. That blows my mind on a semi-regular basis.
Yeah, I think. Go ahead.
Now I am not going to claim that, what's the best way to put this? I'm not going to claim that I am the reason that all of y'all showed up here and hang out here on a semi-regular basis. I'm not, because heck, I don't think that much of myself. I don't. Listen, I made Omega a little sad, off mic on how fucking pessimistic and /pragmatic /realist I am. So I don't to put it softly. I don't expect anything from no one. But that being the case, seeing all these people in our Discord community, seeing your comments, seeing people hang out in chat, seeing people wanting to play games with me, that blows my mind. That generally and honestly blows my mind. And I love it. I also hate it at times, but I generally also love it. Man.
Yeah, I think in general, as I was saying earlier, the thing I like best about our community is, I don't want to say we got the best community or whatever out there. Everybody's out there, they got their own thing. I'm sure there are lovely communities with other channels and whatnot, right? I don't want to dog anybody. We're not fighting. But the thing I appreciate is that, and who knows, some people may disagree with me, but at least in my experience with our community is we've built a pretty chill, inclusive community in our Discord, in our comments. There's lots of people are doing it just now, talk about how they're in other Discord servers and follow other communities, and they're full of way more fighty people, more bitchin', more toxic stuff, and just in general we're pretty loosey-goosey about what you can and cannot talk about in our Discord. But in general, Lucky and I both, and our mods as well that we've picked, are just not down for harshing other people's deals. So a lot of people have talked about how they genuinely like being in our community because it's not really that troublesome. We usually make fun of people when they try to get hyper competitive about stuff, and we yell as much about people who are not doing anything as people who are getting 1,000 lotto boxes. We're you animal, what did you do with your time? Why are you like this? But also, when people are oh, I don't have anything, we're well, you should have done something. Why are you like this? We're not perfectly nice to everybody all the time, but I think we are gently mean enough to everybody in even levels that people just feel comfortable hanging out here. Like you talked about, people are in the Discord. We have people who are constantly in voice channels. We have so many voice channels because we have people constantly getting together to talk about stuff and do things and hang out. We got three different people streaming their viewpoints of games and stuff on their computers in our Discord, just hanging out, having convos, talking about stuff.
Like they have like people have a weekly gathering where they just a bunch of people get together and watch Kamen Rider. And let me tell you, neither Omega and I set that up. You guys just did that on your own. I'm just like,
no,
okay.
I'm just hanging. I know we've had like people get together.
Twice a week.
Twice a week now. We've had people get together and form like gaming groups on our VCs. Never mind like the stuff we recruit from people who are, part of our community and mod staff and stuff. But like just straight up, we've gotten sub-community stuff going. Like I know because we're taking a couple weeks off on D&D, Axe is actually running Lancer for some people in the community, I believe. Like, it's just... Everybody's just out here. We all know each other. I think somebody said it best. We're all unified by suffering through gacha. So it's like, we all have a common starting point. We can get together and talk about stuff. And it's really great. And obviously, I know that people are here for us, in a sense. If we show up somewhere, you get like 5 times as many people up in your business, which I'll say I think Lucky and I both don't necessarily always like, because both of us are a little more introverted. We don't like drawing a huge crowd, right? But it's great that when we're not here, when we're doing stuff on our own, or when, like I've talked about this before, when D&D is in session on Tuesdays and whatnot, or Wednesday when it was then, it's like I literally mute this server and I'm not here for like hours. Like I'm not paying attention to anything that goes on here, and everything's just fine. Nothing breaks. Nobody's like, "Where's the Mega?" It's all just kind of like everybody's chilling together. Same thing with, like YouTube comments and stuff. Like, yeah, occasionally we get some catty people and we make fun of them, but it's fine. Like, if you're here to be bitchy about it, like, whatever, we don't care. It's just like your opinion, man.
Well, I would like to say that if we are of the mind of, if you don't like it, then leave. We're not forcing you to stay here.
Yeah, which I believe is a thing that I've seen a lot of other creators embracing about a lot of stuff in general. Is just like, listen, if you're here for these reasons, we don't want you. Just get out. We don't care anymore. Like, yeah. I think that's a thing, like with blocking people on social media. Not to make this too meta, and like out of the box of the original question, but like it's.
Don't worry, I pause. So just go as long as you.
We're in a phase now where I think people are realizing that you not necessarily like. Gatekeeping is cool, but building your social circles with people you like is important, and that we all start, like, when you get on the Studio Mega Discord, you start because we're unified by something. The channel videos, though. I've had, people used to come for Star Wars stuff, and we did more of that. We've got people who come for other stuff originally, because we post a decent spread of stuff. We get views from all kinds of weird things these days, when we're least expecting them. But everybody comes together and like we build people we want, and if you're just being an asshole, it's like, all right, okay, just don't respond. Like we don't really get into real drop down drag out arguments with people. Like if you want to come for like professor time when people decide that like we want to talk some shit about some lore, that's fine, and we certainly have arguments and discussions there, right?
Yeah, we had one last night about the origin of the metaverse.
Yeah. But I feel like we've reached a point with the people who are in the community actively where it's just like, I don't feel the need to literally fight any of those people about their opinions or anything. It's just, whatever. And like, there are times when people will have discussion and I'm like, I'm a part of this. I'm just gonna whoop. That's happened a lot lately because everybody got back into Final Fantasy XIV all at the same time. I see a giant conversation about that in games and I'm just like, I occasionally chime in when somebody says I find independently funny, but otherwise I'm just like, yeah, that's just happening. Just watch it scroll by.
New.
Honestly, that's probably why I think our community works out kind of like nice, is because we as the community creators, right, like the content, we don't feel the need to insert ourselves into everybody else's business, and that actually promotes people getting together and doing stuff on their own. Like I said, we've got people literally right now who, at least one of them is a gold. No, I think a couple of gold patrons. They could be here listening to us live stream this right now, but they're off doing their own thing in VC with other people.
That's fine. Do it.
And we don't feel the need to like freak out about that. They don't feel the need to drop what they're doing to come join us. Sometimes people do, but they don't. But so it's like, yeah, it's just, hey. They're doing what they want, we do what we want, and we get the show done. There was also a sub-question in there about what we like about the FGO community, but...
Real talk, the only FGO community I'm a part of is the Studio Mega community. Really, that's it.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna get at. Was spoilers? I think the part of the FGO community we're part of is ours, and no offense to quite a lot of cool FGO channels out there, some of whom we are subbed to and know of, right?
Right.
Like, but we got our hands full with being in our only community ourselves, right? Like, inserting ourselves into everybody else's communities as well would be a lot of work, and we're not about that. We're not about forcing our way in. If other people want to come hang out with us, that's fine, but if they're too busy, I perfectly understand.
Listen, Lucky's ideal hanging out with friends is I'm on my computer, they're on their computer, we are completely silent, and then once in a while we show something funny and laugh at it.
Lucky is just a living LAN party.
Yeah. Like, that's my ideal, like, social situations. Like, we can hang out in the same room, we can, like, go get food and whatever, but we're usually not actually talking to each other unless we have something interesting on the internet. So I think that should give a bit of an idea of how I like to act around friends and people and stuff.
Yeah, I think most of my adult life hanging with friends I've done, which isn't a lot, because most of my friends are online now just because that's how life is.
Life. God
forbid, even before the Backstreet Boys reunion tour. But mostly it was lounging in bedrooms, looking at PCs and laptops, and occasionally, like, watching something on TV or whatnot. Maybe you go out to see a movie. Maybe you go out to hit up a place. Yeah, so that's me when people have those 14 conversations. For people who can't see it, is there was a discussion, I think, a couple of weeks ago about one of the bosses in 14, Leviathan, about how he, like, kicks you off the boat, right?
Right.
He's the captain. I immediately thought of the "look at me, I'm the captain now" meme, and I was like, wait, hold on. I've talked about this before. I've gotten to a point where community, I know these people well enough where just, like, the shitpost energy rises in me, and I just let it out. I just pop open my MS Paint tab, and I do something like this. So I have literally tacked a translucent Leviathan onto the "I'm the captain now" guy, and just, it's the meme, and because it really tickled Loft's funny bone, it keeps coming back.
Well, see, now I'm going to post my meme because it made me laugh. I made a Final Fantasy 14 meme. It just, hang on, you see here.
Also, if anybody who follows me on Twitter, you know that occasionally the shitposts come out.
Will this work? Yeah, there it is. Loves will get it. If he doesn't laugh, I'm... Oh no, am I roboting? No!
No, you sounded perfectly fine to me. I got you.
Okay.
Probably just a momentary blip to some other people maybe while it was loading.
You'll get the joke eventually. But I think we've talked enough on that. We tangented quite a bit on that.
Yeah.
But
I think the core point about the FGO community is, other than watching people post on Twitter and our own community, we're not in the FGO community. Like, I occasionally browse the FGO guide subreddit when a new event is around that I want translations of stuff. Otherwise, ow, I say,
yeah,
shake my finger,
and yeah. But that is that. So thank you very
much.
much.
Like question 2. I'm glad we paused the timer.
Yeah. So thank you for that. We move on. This next one comes from the Maid Enthusiast. Be enthusiastic. But they say, "Hey guys, how are you doing? I've been kind of in a long trail that is made up entirely of writer's block." Okay, Maid Enthusiast, I have to ask, is this a trail, like a foot trail made up of writer's block, or is this a trial made out of writer's block? Either's work, but I just have this niggling feeling.
Based on the grammatical concept clues, I think because it's a long trail, I assume it's walking a road that is made out of writer's blocks.
Still, that is pain, Pekka. Tanikaku, they continue to say, "I sadly can't think of any Natsu-verse related questions for the week, so I hope you guys have a fantastic afternoon, evening." Well, at this point, let's see, it's 6 PST.
Yeah, I think
here.
it's full-blown evening.
Yeah, we in the nighttime, which is the right time. But thank you. Things are going okay. Tomorrow I'm gonna get an electric scooter and I'm probably gonna crash on it. Good thing my helmet arrives today. Oh shit! So moving on. This next one comes from Inspired by Quetz Interlude. I finally got to. And they say, "Hey all, I would hope things are well, but every time someone says like that, something unfortunate happens. So I hope y'all are, just are. And who just wanted to ask, what are y'all's favorite interludes of either this interlude batch or the ones that you've ever done? Regards, Ole!" So
we've definitely answered the favorite interludes in general question before.
Yeah, probably.
But I feel like we're both going to say something similar about this batch, so go for it.
Oh, no. Hecking. Pison's interlude was amazing.
Yeah. Like I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't done Lost Belt 3 yet because they're lazy and they're gonna die when Ooku comes out in like 2 days because it's very directly related to the events of that story. But goddamn, it's just so good.
It's so good. I die eternally at eternal shame, y'all. Every time I think about it.
Like it starts with fucking Catty Pie-sen's like, give me your magazine, buy me some bread, and Master's just like, whatever. And she's, like, upset by this. But it immediately goes into Landling complains about how she's dressed. I can't take you seriously when you're dressed like that. And it just goes from there. Yeah, it's chef's kiss. It's golden. I love it. It's
so golden. Zanyu at the... I just like to keep imagining Paisen just screaming, yeah! That probably came out weird because my voice started cracking at that. Just, yeah! As she's screaming no as she has to fight Zhang Yu. Oh, God. It's great. Just like...
And they put like 4 or 5 stutters when he shows up on screen for her.
Yeah, like, no, it's powerful.
It's great. I love it.
Yeah, no, if you don't understand this context, you just need to do it. So I hope you have a Paisen. Oh, man, so good. But we're going to keep going here. So thank you very much for this. The next one comes from Guy Who Exists 3, Tokyo Drift. They say, question, based on lore power levels, which 3-man servant would y'all pick for a 1 through 70 singularity speedrun? 3 servants, 7 singularity, 1 monster hopped up on monster energy and PCP, ready to murder fuck his way into a fist fight with Gatia.
Wow. That's a sentence. Anyway, lore power levels? Gilgamesh, and Gilgamesh.
Yeah, no.
Somebody just do me an edit of that Lizardman meme. Take your name, race, and occupation. Lizardman, and Lizardman.
Lore strength? I don't know. There's too many to choose from. Gilgamesh is definitely up there, but nah, I'm not gonna think about it. We'll just go with what Omega says. I don't want to take too long. We got more questions to get to, so thank you very much. We're gonna move on. This next one comes from Sencho is Love. Sencho is Live. Okay, they doubled up on Sencho is Love. They got me.
Not just you. Got 'em.
But they say, ahoy, Lucky, how are ya? Slightly bamboozled. Have you ever done something in real life that done how fitting an FGO BGM would have been for that moment? I caught a rather loud spider the other day, which Omega turned into a shitpost. If I remember correctly, you put Sup Nerd on it.
Yeah, he posted an image of the spider, and I was just like, wait, hold on a second. This image radiates shitpost energy.
And later thought it'd have been funny to have an FGO boss battle theme playing, maybe Grand Panel. Sorry for rambling thoughts, wish you both luck for Kama. Give me all your luck.
Give me your energy.
Please.
Don't give me your energy, it's wasted. I never have energy.
But, speaking of, like, this isn't necessarily an FGO thing, but there are plenty of times I'm just living my life, and it's just sudden, in my brain space, in my head basket, I'm just like, it's time for some BGM.
I mean, not constantly, but I listen to a lot of music, a lot of which is BGM music, so yeah, no, I have that same thing where it's just like, in my brain, I'm like, it's be an ideal time for that to play.
Unfortunately, as of recently, it's not FGO music that's been in my head, it's been Final Fantasy music. Specifically the Stormblood soundtrack, because that's what I listen to at work, so it's constantly in my head. Listen, like, I can't look at Kama or anything related without Beauty's Wicked Wiles playing in my head. I'll link that for you guys later, so you know what I mean. But no, that's the Final Fantasy XIV boss for hecking Lakshmi, which is originally a Hindu goddess. So I'm just all like, ah. But
I think for me, like, making absolute sense. The song I hear constantly in my head is Persona 5 Strikers' "Welcome to the Jail." I just hear guitars constantly as I go about my day doing nothing, minding my own beeswax.
I'm gonna get there. Like, I'm probably not gonna be that much further by tomorrow, but expect Lucky to have some Strikers thoughts tomorrow. Just saying.
Well, yeah, I talked about that before. That's basically it's the generic metaverse theme. So yeah, if you haven't heard it already, you will as soon as you go to the normal menu.
Yeah,
it's good. There's also a lot of other good music. I warned Lucky and told him I couldn't give him context, but he's not gonna be okay when they play a new version of Rivers in the Desert.
I'm not ready. Not ready.
I didn't think it was possible to beat Shido's entrance, but holy shit. It's a boss fight, so you get to do it again. So I did the repeat for a subquest later today, and I was like, damn, this is still good. This still slaps. Because they replay the cutscenes, so... Yeah, alright, anyway.
Anyway, moving on. So, thank you for that. We move on. This next one comes from Suna stuck in Tamamo Shock. A Tamashock, if you will. What they say, hiya, Lucky Omega. I hope this week hasn't been too bad. I'm just having a complete financial crisis and breakdown internally, but that's okay. I hope y'all well luck on your future roles. May the wiggle be with you. Simple dumb question for me. What servant line always sticks in your head upon them being hit by MP? Mine is hearing Tamashock shout, "Sunshine!"
That's a good one, yeah.
Hope the coming week is relaxing. So, sunshine, but as a Tamamo stan, I just always remember, stop, please! I'm just like...
I'm about to say, I don't have a Tamamo. That one's such a meme. Like, that's a quintessential FGO meme, is Tamamo's, stop, please! Like, no, I'm there. Like, that's me. I always remember that one. I'm trying to think. There are a couple others. There's some really funny ones.
Like, specifically getting hit with MPs, like, I don't even, well, honestly, if Tama Cat gets hit with an MP, she's usually dead. Because I can remember Tama Cat's death line a lot easier.
That's what happens with Berserkers, yes.
She's like, Inu Doka, Neku Doka. Oh. Yeah, like, just because I'm usually maining Tama, whatever I do, that's what that's stuck. I want to say I have to just stick with Tamamo and Tamashark because those are just the only ones that I can just off the top of my head be like, yeah, no, I know that one immediately. Any others, Omega, or should we move on?
Nah, we should move on. I can't think of any.
We shall move on, but thank you. Gave me a giggle, mate. This next one comes from Zed, just Zed, who says, comment, waiting for Oki to drop is slightly more tolerable thanks to the other gotcha games I play. Honestly, things are going good in Grand Blue Fantasy, so I'm glad I have this dead week in FGO. Question: which is your favorite Akama's three forms aesthetically? The third one. Like it's big, but also Redrop has a lot going on in that art, just in general.
Well, yeah. So it's interesting, right? Because it's not just the fact that you go from small to tall,
it's the dress change. It's the
fact that once you go from like second to third, like her limbs start becoming space. Like there's a lot of high detail work in here, which Redrop is really, really good at.
Yeah,
like a lot of really good lines and a lot of pops. So yeah, no.
Oh, Legendary Boss Hunter is playing Personified Stalkers on PC. Oh, so it did come out for PC. Okay.
Yeah, I do believe we did actually get to the bottom of that yesterday, but it's hard to tell. The question at hand was, did P3 ever come out too?
Oh, that's right, yes. And the question was no. Because they're animals.
We are eternally sad. Hopefully someday. It's not related at all to this, but apparently they've announced that SMT3 Nocturne, he's gonna, so that's cool.
They'll get there eventually. Yeah, we'll get there eventually. So yeah, Form 3, just because it's big, but also got a lot going on, and like I said, Lucky has this thing aesthetically about evil ladies, you know? And she's definitely looking her most evil there.
I just have this thing aesthetically about Redrop.
No, that's not wrong there. So, there's that. We move on. Thank you very much. This next one comes from Reina's Waiting Room, since I spent too much on Valentine's Day to roll for Kama. That is mood. Man, I really did. Now that I think about it, I really went all in on Murasaki and KP, didn't I? Jesus, me. What were you thinking? That's the problem, Lucky. You weren't thinking.
Lucky, I will tell you right now, for KP anyway, what you were thinking. In your brain, you just heard, Gao!
I did. Again, I've said this many times. I got that first ascension. She said, I'm your kaiju. I'm just like, no, it was worth it. So, but they say, question, no question.
Wait a second, hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. I just scrolled to this one. I've been composing... I didn't pre-read this. I've been composing a shitpost that I've had in my brain. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a second.
Okay, so I'm not gonna give you shit, but it just got me. It just bamboozled me so hard.
This is the bamboozlement episode. Hold on, that might be. Hold on, I gotta get my notepad. I gotta start theory crafting names for this episode now. Hold on.
Okay, I'm sorry, Axe. I'm losing it because
so to let everybody know, and give Lucky a second to breathe. The way this is formatted is alias blah blah blah, line break, full space, question, colon, no question, comma. Like there is no linguistic gap between question, no question. It is a 1-2 punch of ludicrousness. Did you read what you wrote, good sir or madam? Like you said, I'm not talking shit. It's just, man, wow, it's a fast one.
That was a fast one. You got me. You bamboozled me. Oh, okay. I have composed myself. Again, guys, I usually don't think too hard about what I'm reading until actually I've said it. So a lot of times I'll just be like, wait a minute. But they say, question, no question. Just wanted to say, keep up the good work and good luck on your future roles. Thank you very much. Same to you. Oh, we move on. This next one comes from soon. The Kamapocalypse is coming. They say, greetings, Lucky Nemega. Which servant do you feel is the best comedic relief aside from Blackbeard? I see we had to remove Blackbeard from this equation. But comedic relief? Well, Caesar takes up a good chunk of that, to be honest. Usually if Caesar is on screen, there are jokes happening. If there are Caesar and Cleopatra on screen, there is definitely jokes happening. Like I said, I might have just done the Cleopatra interlude today, and might have laughed quite a bit where Cleopatra's like, "You're gonna lose weight," and Caesar's just literally, "Never." So,
I'll throw this out there, and I'm actually quite surprised Lucky didn't. But I
have more, but I'll see what you say.
Well, my first thought when I was thinking about who's always like comic relief action, it's actually Tamacat. Like Cat is very rarely serious, and even when she's being serious, she's being funny.
Oh yeah.
Right, and as we've talked about, we always love Cat because she's remember Madness Enhancement C. Like Cat's crazy. She's nuts. Even when she sounds like she's not nuts, she's nuts. So I also appreciate that kind of extra action there, and just like it's always a good time when you can get some classic Tamacat comedy in there.
So Tamacat was actually going to be my third one. My second one was actually going to be Osakabe Hime.
Hime's also a good choice.
Because Osakabe Hime is just channels the geek energy all the time, but also because she has like, Himemoto and all that other stuff. She is just, what's the best way to, I think the way they put this in Japanese, she is an unfortunate beauty. It's like, basically, she's pretty and nice and generally a good person, but just whatever she does, something weird's about to fucking happen. And she's gonna say it and she's gonna talk about it in weird ways.
And I think that would follow. She is a spooky castle ghost.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, that she's got this kind of problem would make sense. And you're right, she is usually quite funny, and they haven't yet gotten down to an opportunity to like try and make her particularly not comedic relief.
Give me a Fox Osakabe Hime alter. Listen, that summer CE is eternally stuck in my mind.
No, that's a really good summer CE. Sometimes I think about it at night. It's real good. It's like,
remember everyone, Osakabe Hime was originally Fox. She's just decided to not overlap with Tamamo, so she went with a bat. But by the way,
and Lucky says she decided not to because it's pretty clear that Tamamo threatened her. And Osakabe Hime is a pushover.
Mm-hmm.
So no. That's why she is a bat, because flying foxes. But
yeah, Osakabe Hime alter with a fox motif, that'd be great. All right, but we got to keep moving. So thank you very much. This next one comes from Summer Ryoma, and Oreo. But surprise, Oreo is the main and Ryoma is the stand. I think it'd be more of Oreo would be like in her dragon form and just, clutching Ryoma in her claws somewhere, and he's just like, I can't get down.
I'm stuck.
So, they say, context. We got a new one now. Great. Sorry, so, not to talk shit to anybody, I just find it weird that a lot of people usually preface their thing by saying, question, comment. Like, It's not wrong, and I guess it is helpful unless you say question, no question. But I'm just like, interesting. And now we have context. I'm like, okay, that does explain things. Now I know. I guess it makes it idiot proof. Lucky is dumb sometimes. Anyway, they say context. I just did Danzo's interlude. Question: do we know anything about the maker of Kato Danzo and the origins of the Fuma clan, whether historically or Nasuverse wise, or their ties with other characters? Wanted. Hint, hint. I don't understand that. Whatever.
So yes, I do believe that like that's an actual. I mean, I don't know if I'd call it real life history, but there's definitely like a folklore of the Fuma Ninja Clan. So yeah, you can go look that up.
Yeah, no, if I remember correctly, the Fuma Ninja Clan served under the Hojo clan, which was one of the last clans to be taken over by Tokugawa Ieyasu, I believe.
Yeah,
I could be
like
wrong
that.
on it. I could be wrong.
And Fuma is supposed to be one of the like 3 great ninja schools, but unlike some of the others, like the Iga, for instance, they're not very well historically known. This is actually reflected in some of Kotaro's lore, where it's like, okay, so he's the head of one of the 3 great ninja clans. He's obviously very good. However, we don't actually know, because hypothetically, like, we know what Iga school ninjutsu is supposed to be like. It's way less interesting than anime would have you believe, actually. But, yeah. It happens. So, yeah, no. There's some sources out there. As for in Fate, I do think that if it's not in Kato's interlude already, or any of... I don't know if Fuma's got any future interludes coming up. I know he has one. Doesn't he already have one that's out now?
He has one that's out now, but it's not... Like, here's the thing. After Shimose came out, they kind of went... like, I can talk about this a little. They kind of went in an interesting direction with what some of the interludes related to that. Because, fun fact, in Kato Danzo's interlude post-Shimosa... Well, it only came out after Shimosa, but Kato Danzo's interlude and the Yagyu interlude that just come out, they were actually dealing with Caster of Limbo both times. And shenanigans he's up to. It's wild. It's like they're setting up for something.
But yeah, no, I'm pretty sure that that there will be future details about that. It's almost like it's important or something.
Yeah.
By the way, here's what I've been working on for the past 5 minutes. This is an actual Yu-Gi-Oh card called XX Saber Gotoms with an O, but I rewrote it to be Gotoms because I always make that joke, and now I'm like, let me make it real.
Make it real. Also, there's a second part to this. They finish with, and are you planning to save a servant for the free ascension during anniversary? Maybe if you lack certain materials. Maybe if you lack certain materials. I thought there was more. There was not. Listen, my dude. Do you know how many level 1 SSRs I just have sitting in the background, just waiting, just hecking waiting? Even if I tried super hard to level them, I guarantee by the time this comes around, I'm still gonna have a level 1 SSR just like, hey, give me love, and I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be whoever I got that I don't got leveled that's relevant.
Yeah.
Like, maybe if I lack certain materials, why do I lack certain materials? Am I lazy? Like, so Lucky's got a lot of level 1s. He doesn't have enough time to get all his embers for them, right? I don't think at any point, it's been a long time since I've heard Lucky complain, oh, I can't ascend X servant because I'm out of something. Honestly, I think the last time you complained that to me, it was statues. It wasn't any particular material. It was just you were ascending so fucking many servants, you were running out of basic shit.
Yeah.
Which happens, because, you know, you unless you actually buy those out from shops, you get less of those statues than you think you do. But, yeah, no, like, why would I save a servant for free ascension? Literally use that time to farm their mats anyway. There's no mat you can't farm. You might not like it, but there's no mat you can't farm.
Yeah. Like, honestly, it's probably like, if I want to get a little bit more technical, it's probably going to be one of the SSRs I have now because, fun fact, because of how shit my finances are, come hell or high water, after Kama, I'm probably not rolling until summer. Yes, that means I'm going to miss out on Lady Ranas, I'm going to miss out on Mo Nobunaga, and I'm going to miss out on Lostbelt 4, but it's just like, I gotta, because summer's a hellhole, and I would like to maintain my streak of all summer servants first pass. Yeah. Listen, Lucky literally has every summer servant. And I want my finances to recover enough so I can do that and only feel slightly guilty over it. Listen, when I bought that Electric Scooter, I immediately went into buyer's remorse, just like, it's like, this is something I want and need, but I just threw like $800 away.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, I think priority would take to, like, Summers or Small Da Vinci. because that will, I believe, the special.
Wait, actually,
campaign
no, anniversaries.
Yeah, the campaign starts in anniversary. Though you'll also get shitload of free scene quartz then.
Well, yeah, no, I take that back, because anniversary will happen before the new summer, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
us,
okay.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, then, the minute she's small, then that's where I'll probably break, because I'm not skipping that. But still, it's the brand around the same page.
Yeah, no, same strike zone.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But with that, let's keep moving. So, this next one comes from the guy hearing Kama's boob jiggling in his mind because he dreams of her final ascension form until her banner drops and he's able to get her. So, I'm gonna need someone to take the me dance. Yes, it's the me dance. It's not the 0-2 dance. Fuck you guys. Uncultured swine. And just put Kama in it. I think it'd work real well.
Assuming somebody hasn't already done that edit. But also, boobs?
Well, hey, who knows? Who knows? Like, maybe those little things on her breast jingle. Maybe they tingle when she moves. I don't know.
Moving swiftly on.
Toriyazu. Question. Like, hi, Lucky Omega. Hope your SQ are ready for Kama. No. And if you do not want to roll for her, I hope they... I forgot to click. We'll be ready for whatever server you want to get to next. For my actual question, what are some of the lessons learned that you would tell your pal selves before they start FGO? My advice to pass me would be to simply inform myself a little bit more about the game because I did not get most of the stuff done for the 6 months. I was terribly inefficient and made my life harder than it should have been. As always, thanks for your work and have a nice week. Hey, real talk. Real talk, though. Real talk. Would you have listened to yourself, though? See, this is a funny thing.
You always assume you listen to yourself, but what if you don't?
Like, if some dude came from the future and says, like, hey, I'm you from the future, and says, I need you to do this, would you actually do it?
I'd ask him what the password is.
Yeah.
Like, what's the password? What, you don't have a time travel self-password? You're gonna get fucking eaten by a Terminator then. You gotta be secure. OPSEC, guys.
But at the same time, it's just like, and also, usually people, like, are inefficient, not because they're necessarily knowledge, just because they just haven't found their groove yet. Heck, well, I've been playing this game for how many years?
We're coming up on the 3rd anniversary, I believe.
And trust me, I'm still inefficient at this game. Look at me and my complete lack of QP. I'm dying here, y'all. I'm dying. Just because someone will teach you a lesson doesn't mean you will learn the lesson.
There's something about fish.
Mm-hmm.
And days, you know.
But if I was to tell something about... I don't know if I necessarily want to teach a lesson, but...
I might just tell myself that there will be... Because I didn't really understand a lot of the, like... I didn't understand... Because this is my first ever, like, real serious gacha game that I paid attention to. Like, I'd had actually played Fire Emblem Heroes before this. Like, that was kind of my soft entrance to, like, oh, that FGO doesn't come out in English for, like, a couple of months. I guess I can play Fire Emblem. But I understood the core mechanics of that game, obviously, because it's Fire Emblem, and I really didn't give a shit about summoning, and I only played it for a few months before my tablet exploded, so I stopped. But I would probably tell me a little bit more about, like, how banners are supposed to work, and, like, pace myself a little bit, because you get a shitload of quartz early on, and I spent a lot of it on story, and I could maybe have saved it for some banners, but also I don't know if I would have. You know, like I said, would I listen to me?
I think I probably would have told myself, focus your waifus. Because Lucky does does a lot of firing from the hip gacha rolls. This is why I spend so much damn money on this game. And while I don't necessarily regret some of them, I definitely feel like I probably didn't want them as much as I actually thought I did. Lucky has this bad problem about peer pressure rolling.
God, I hate peer pressure rolling. We've talked about this before, about, like, our different vices and whatnot. I have the same thing with, you should probably pause for a second, because I'm going to tell an outside of FGO story. But I have the same thing with, like, yeah, I got peer pressure rolling. Sometimes that's good, that's how I got Merlin, and sometimes it's not. But definitely when everybody gets together and talking about our good community, when it's roll time, like, you got people in VCs, you got people in text, you got memes, you got crying, screaming, wailing, also wailing. Like, it's a whole big community event that everybody can relate to for the most part. Even if you're not rolling on that banner, you can relate to rolling on a banner, right? So,
right. Yeah,
that gets a little, sometimes that gets bad honestly, in a real way, because there's money involved, but, like, yeah,
money. It
can get a little spookum. Much like how we always get weird results when we roll on camera. It's very dangerous. You gotta be careful. But I have the same thing with, it's a similar feeling to, with Yu-Gi-Oh! Products. Because I'm back into that now. And I also buy singles like a responsible adult. But I talked about this before. I don't really feel joy when I order singles on TCG Player. I feel maybe satisfaction because a lot of them are cheap. I'm like, this card's like 25 cents. It costs me 75 cents to ship it. That's right, it's a whole $1. And you can actually get it for like free shipping if you spend like $5 at once, but still. But it doesn't compare to when there's a new box of product coming out and I order a booster box and it arrives in the mail and I bust out my camera to record me opening it, right? Like, it's not the same feeling as like tearing ass through booster packs one after another, you know?
Yeah.
It's the same thing with rolling, so you got to be careful about getting that Jones in, because I've definitely made purchases where it's not a lot of money, but I've been like, oh god, I don't get to open Yu-Gi-Oh! Sealed product for like a month or two. I gotta buy something right now. And I'm actually in a situation right now where I did that. I did an impulse buy for some shit because it was cheap. And I don't know if it was Amazon or just the shipper. They keep fucking me. I ordered 2 sets of blister packs of booster box. One was 5 of and one was 6 of. Lucky I get this fucking envelope. I open it up. There's the 5 I ordered, and then there's one of the other one. Like, some smartass was like, oh, he wants 6, right? Well, we'll just add 1 more. That's 6. These are not different products entirely that this man has paid for separately. So I go to Amazon. I'm like, missing or incomplete orders. Yeah, so there's supposed to be 6 of these in a pack, and I only got 1, so send me another one. I send it back. I swear, Lucky, I open this up, the second envelope, it comes like 2 days later. I swear to God, it's the same fucking pack, because it's slightly beat up, the cardboard's a little beat up, and it's the same fucking dumb dragon on the face of this booster pack, and I'm like, alright, I'm done. Give me my money back, I'm not ordering this product again. You've sent me one when I'm paying for, it's only like $15 for 6, but I'm paying for 6 of these. This is not a one-to-one transition of my money. I'm out. Yeah. And would I normally, even at a discounted price, buy like that? No, but there's no there's not really any new product coming out until like the middle of April, so I got a little Jones in. I'm like, oh, I want a little something, just a little something cheap, get some openings in. And it's the same way you got to watch out with the gacha gaming. But yeah, that's my my out of FGO story.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, righty. I did get my 1,050 days of login. Somebody asked, Omega, you're gonna roll for Kama, right? I mean, I did get 30 login courts because I hit 1,050 days, so I might do at least one 10 spin. I don't want to go apeshit because there's stuff I do want more later, but like I said, I really like Redrop's work. Like, art-wise, Kama's really cool. Like, it's a very well designed, even if, like I said, I don't need more single-target assassants. Not even ones who bully alter egos.
Nah, I'm still 20 days out from my next login.
No, that's too... Yeah, it's too...
I don't know, how long does the event run?
It's only gonna be like 2 weeks.
No. Well, it'll start my recovery fund, at least. But, yeah, so let me keep this timer up. We only got 23 minutes left. I feel like we haven't got through a lot.
I know, people have asked some chunky questions at the front end. We've been very faffy.
Yeah. But we're gonna move on. Let's try and speed this up. This next one comes from Alias, alliterating master who doesn't wish to alliterate. Hey, Lugia Lucky and Oricori Omega. I appreciate this one because Silver was my Gen 2 game and I fucking loved it to death. How goes the stuff? Hope the gacha treated you better than it did to me. Rip my efforts to get Dandy Man. I talked about this. I talked about this last week. I didn't get what I want, but I might have gotten what I needed in that kind of sense. Omega, you're gonna say something?
Yeah, I was just gonna say also people know how I did about Dandy Man.
Oh yeah, that's right. My question to you, what is the closest you ever come to quitting FGO? And what kept you going? I suppose it's a bit of projecting on my end, seeing how my luck with the Backstreet Boys reunion turn equivalating to a summoning system has left me in dire straits, and I'm looking for a reason to carry on. That reason is Kama. Good luck with the best Sakura face to the both of you. Well, real talk, I've never actually really considered, like, quitting FGO. Like, ever.
Yeah, same. That's what I was gonna say, is I don't... Like, the only time I think I've been worried about my ability to continue is when I have been physically without, internet and power because a fucking hurricane has, like, wiped out my utilities. And I'm like, God, I'm gonna miss so many logins of FGO. If they do a new event, can I even, like, play the game? You know? That's it. That's me.
That was the wrong thing, me. Like, here's the thing. The only thing I worry about FGO is how much money I'm spending on FGO. That's it. Like, I'm in for the servants, I'm in for the voice actors and actresses, I'm in for the events, I'm in for interludes and all that stuff. Like, I never, like, ever, like, playing... Well, also, yeah, I do also kind of have a, what is it? What is it called? It's a term for it. Oh, sunk cost fallacy. That's what it's called. I had to think about it for a second. Because that's what JVD 9000 is talking about. I'm in too deep.
And I'm trying to keep... No, we're not going to do any song memes. Yes, no, that's the sunk cost fallacy, basically. When
like,
Yeah, I was just gonna explain it. When you've invested so much money that you think you have to keep going to get it out, it's also sometimes called the gambler's fallacy. Like, you're gonna win big later. You're gonna make your money back. But I think with FGO, you're not, because you're not gonna quote unquote make your money back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's a.
Yeah.
Well, but also like I was kind of being loosey with sunk costs because also just spent so much time and energy into it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, for Lucky, it is definitely that money bit though. But it's also time, which is money. Wild.
Yeah, I think the healthy way to look at it is it's investing in a service. Yes, obviously there's a money correlation, but like the money, we know for a fact, the money we pay into games like FGO, it's not just like Nasu and Sony Fat Cats, roll it up into cigars and smoke it. We know that it turns into improvements for FGO and growth of the Fate franchise, right? We can see the evidence of the fact that FGO makes fuck you money turning into new product. So don't feel too bad if you spend a lot of money on FGO. Feel bad if you spend more money than you're comfortable spending on FGO, I think is a good way to say it.
And like I said, and if to go back to the poster here, if you're feeling like you might want to stop, like, then stop. Like, don't force yourself. If you feel uncomfortable to play or you do not have the interest, let it go.
Yeah, that's how we avoid, like, harsh burnout that makes us want to stop playing forever, is just, like I said, I've probably played FGO more hours today, as I clocked out a couple of interludes and have been daily farming while we record this show, than I have all the rest of the week, because I've had other shit to do in my backlog, right? And that's okay, because there's nothing going on in FGO. And I'm sure I'll be glad that I'm pretty sure I'm coming up on They might bamboozle me a second time, but like I said, my new joke is that I've put about a literal solid month of my life over the years into Persona, so I'm pretty sure I'm coming close to the end, the actual final dungeon. So hopefully this weekend I can finish that up before Ooku starts, and I don't have anything else pressing. But yeah, no, it's just if you feel like it's getting too much, relax, take a break. There are break weeks. There's time when it matters. There'll be reruns for lots of shit. Pick your battles.
Pick your battles.
Treat yourself.
Treat yourself. I've never actually seen the actual Office version. I've only seen the fucking P5 parody of it, and that's the only one that pops into mind.
It's a great little animated thing, yeah.
Yeah. So, thank you very much. We move on. This next one comes from Cahulian God. They say, if the Prisma Ilia series were created around the time FGO was in the Cosmos and the Lostbelts arcs, would Miu's world, her original world, not the one that she was sent to, have been considered a Lostbelt in of itself? Imagine us having trying to fight of army servant hybrids. Quick answer, no. Again, parallel tree phenomenon. Or however it's called.
Yeah, I think the thing to give an answer as to why, very briefly, I think the reason is to the fact that because Miu's universe still exists when Miu exists, it's not dead-ended yet.
No.
It entirely possibly will dead-end, but it has not yet. So, there's still some flexibility there. It's not a proper Lost Belt.
Yes, go for
Actually,
it.
also, I got another also. I was going to say about Lost Belts have to dead-end as well, but also, technically the Lost Belt is called a belt because it stretches.
Yes, it has ended, but it has restarted.
Mm-hmm. It's a point in time or a zone in time when shit got so fucked up it got pruned, stretched until now. Which is why they are called Lost Belts and why a lot of Lost Belts are really weird and very specific. They're not singularities, which are literal moments in time, literal flashpoints. But it's so it's. I don't think it's the same thing. You could argue.
No. But we'll leave it at that. So thank you very much. This next one comes from James Moriarty, wannabe Kohai. That's a position. They say, question: are there any servants that you have wailed for just because of their origin? Yes. Murasaki Shigaboo. Listen. The fact that she is a big titty right to design is only, what's the best way to say this?
That's the icing on top of that Christmas cake, my dude.
What Omega said. Like, they could have made her just, an nice old woman. I'm like, I'm in! I'm there! Yeah, they could have made him a guy and then be like, no, I'm still there.
That would be pretty funny. Oh, you know that tale of the Shining Prince? Actually, it was me the whole time! What? Doesn't even make any fucking sense. Don't care!
No, the theory is that the Shining Prince was actually based off of Michinaga, but, nah. No, reverse gender flip for Fate? Actually, I don't think they have. They've made ambiguous genders. They made ambiguous genders, but that's about it.
No. It's not well, okay, gender flipping is a sex equality thing, but it's not a sex equality thing in the sense that, like, it goes both ways. It's it's a thing in the sense that Nasu has observed that there's a lot of mythological and historical figures who are all dudes for some reason, and they're like, that doesn't let us evenly balance our units and characters in our, character composition, your character trig or whatever. There's equations to balancing characters. Anyway,
do you have anyone I wouldn't say wailed for, but you ruled on just because of who they were?
Oh yeah, no, I roll for characters just because of who they are at the time. I was thinking about this from the whaling perspective, but no, I've only ever slapped down bucks for character stuff. But no, I was... Well... Okay, I mean, technically, I'm a huge nerd, so technically I did spend several amounts of money on the Musashi. Not only do I like Musashi, but also 2, full stop, swords, full stop. But no, I roll for characters all the time because of their mythological. That's like, that honestly, that would be as long or longer of a list than characters I rolled for because I see them in story. Because I'm a huge fucking nerd, just like Lucky is.
Oh, speaking of which, I'm pausing 10, but I need to get this out before I fucking forget it again. I was playing Strikers last night, and the first time I heard Alice talk, I just had a moment of, that's fucking Maeve! Yeah,
I haven't played the game with the Japanese audio yet, so I didn't notice, but no, I'm like, no, it sounds about right. I assume they cast Ayane Sakura. If they did that, that would be Maeve's voice.
Yeah.
That would be the voice she would use.
Yeah, no. Well, I only mentioned that because, Ayane Sakura is also the voice of Musashi.
Yes.
So it was like,
you thought of it.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Sophie, shares the same voice actor as Benny Enma.
Adorable.
And it is adorable. She's great. Well, I'll talk about it more, tomorrow. But I wanted to get that out of my head. Otherwise I'll lose it. Let me start that timer up again. We only got 14 minutes.
That and, Fate people in general love fucking voice actor comp memes. Like, who also did this voice?
If I remember correctly, I think it was his name, Zenkichi. I haven't actually got to him in story, but I was looking at characters and stuff. That's the same voice actor as Leonidas, Fionn, and Kojiro.
Ooh. Oh yeah, definitely gonna have to go back and check this game out in the Japanese.
Yeah. Listen, there's one thing that I wish I could do more easier is just easily switch from Japanese to English and just replay a scene. Because there's a lot, because talking about P5 Strikers, the English dub is really fucking good. It really is. But I can't watch them both at the same time. I can't watch the Japanese and English at the same time. And it's
this is a thought. And because I think we both watched the P5 anime when it came out. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm just as familiar with the Japanese voice cast. Hey, you want to have one last fun FGO moment? If you don't know this already, in Japanese, Joker is Emperor.
Yep, Jin Fukuyama.
It's great.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's great. All right, so I'm going to start this timer up again. Oh, boy. So, thank you for that one. We move on. This next one comes from the girl who's dead broke. I know your pain. What they say. I managed to max out all 4 of the 3-star CEs for CBC. I got my first red here. Anyway, back to the question. What do you mean back? We never got there to the first place.
There's an improper use of a transition. Yellow card. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Playing CCC again made me realize the flaws of the event, that I was looking through rose-tinted glasses as my favorite event. Have any of you ever experienced something similar? An event that wasn't as fun the second time around? Well, I will say this without a doubt, running Saber Wars again was definitely worse than the first time, because even though I have leveled up in various ways, it was still a pain in the fucking ass.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to think. I don't think there are any events that in hindsight I was like, oh, this was shittier than I thought it was. Like, obviously, we both struggled with CCC the second time around because of reasons. But, no, I think there are events that were definitely felt just as bad, if not worse. Like, Saber Wars was another event I was like, this time I'm gonna be ready. I'm covered in fucking sabers. I've got your number, Saber Wars. I'm gonna get you. Oh my god, this still sucks so much. Like, it was still really bad, and I thought it would be better, and it wasn't.
See, it was worse. We got our hopes up and was then just let down even further.
That's why you don't raise your expectations, kids. You get bamboozled.
Like, CCC, I guess, I don't know if we talked about this the first time, because that was an eternity ago. But the first time again, I still think we bitched about, the nodes, how we couldn't use alter egos to auto-win things and all that stuff. And that really didn't change the second time. The only thing that changed in the second time is I had the KP high difficulty fights just mocking me in the background as I don't put enough time into the event. So I was like, no, this isn't technically worse. There's just more on the freaking plate, and for some odd reason, I'm trying to have pasta. over here. I don't know
it
why.
Did not. I said this last week. The addition of the high difficulty quests, plural, was not a really good move because it took an event that was already a huge time sink and then added even more time sink to it, and just like, obviously, yes, it was available right from the start. You could have powered through, but it was like, God, it was so annoying to work through all that shit, and just it compounded on the fact that it was already kind of a pain in the butt.
In the butt. What the butt? So, that is that. Let us keep moving on, though. This next one comes from Secret Casino King Bun Bun, who says, more weekly well-wish to send your way. Also, congrats to Omega for showing water supremacy over light. You can't see me, but I just kind of did the head turn just to look at Omega for confirmation, realization, explanation.
Watch you get Impression Series out now.
That's that, I guess. So, thank you very much. We move on. This next one comes from Plain Even Cycle? Even Cycle. Right, meow. Ugh. But they say, why did Artoria remember Kiritsugu and Fate's Day Night? I thought servants forget their memories when we're summoned. Is it because of what Bedivere did? By not returning the sword? By not returning the sword, Artoria never exactly returned the throne, but it's just somewhere outside. Maybe I'm just dumb for thinking this way and look like a fool right now. Please go easy on me. So, Omega, I'm going to need you to be quiet. Because I feel that if you answer this, you might rip this man a new one. Just maybe. I have a feeling. But as Omega said earlier, yes. There's actually two parts to this. One, Bedivere, it is the Bedivere thing, but also, Artoria made a deal with the world, Big W, to always seek the Holy Grail. Technically, when Artoria is summoned, she's not summoned necessarily from the throne, but she is summoned from that moment. And when she returns to that moment. So technically, she's not dead. Technically. Technically. This being the case, though, we are dealing with a bunch of Nasuverse bullshit here, so things are mutable, interchangeable, and don't necessarily make sense. As I said, this doesn't explain why there's all these other versions of Artoria running around, but
Yeah, Nasu has some weird baggage with Fate's Day Night specifically. Obviously, I think we wanted an explanation for why Artoria was an outlier, because for plot reasons, she needed to know what Kiritsugu was like for themes. Because remember, Zero was written later. It's a prequel.
Mm-hmm.
So she had to, like, have that comparison and be literally the same, but have been resummoned. So, Lucky mentioned this. Fate's Day Night Artoria is not summoned from the throne. So, literally, and this is shown in the various animations, Zero occurs right after the Battle of Kamlan when she tells Bedivere to go throw the sword in the lake, and then she lays down for a nap. She passes out, she has a dream, it's Fate Zero, she comes back. She wakes back up, and Bedivere is like, my king, I've come back. She's like, did you throw the sword? And he's like, yes. And she's like, okay, go throw the sword back, I'm gonna take another nap. That's Fate's Day Night. Then at the end of Fate's Day Night, especially in Fate, Bedivere comes back, and he's like, okay, I've thrown the sword for good. And Artoria is like, cool, I was having a nice dream, I'll go back to sleep now. And he's like, I hope you wake up to the continuation of your dream, my king. And it's really cool. And then she's dead. Most other Fate stories, including, I believe, FGO, assume that you are getting a complete Artoria Pendragon after she actually passes out and dies for real at the end of Camlin Hill after all that. But it makes it very weird. Also, especially because I think in the super special golden ending in Fate, because when they did the remaster for, like, PS2, they added some extra stuff if you do cool. She's, like, also waiting in Avalon forever for Shiro to get there, so I don't know, does she ever actually die? It's very ambiguous. Nasu just doesn't want to go over old material. He's weird. There you go. There's your short answer and then your explanation for why, in case you were curious.
Yeah. Lucky's not good at the long explanations. I can give it to you fast. But
I can give fast answers too, but I think I sound a little snippy when I do that usually.
Yes, you do.
Even when I'm like, yes, you are correct. Why do I feel like you're mad at me? No, this is just me speaking fast. Alright, God, how many have we even gotten through? I think we got through like half.
We got 6 minutes. Let me pause here so I can do a quick count here. Let's see, we're right there.
Yeah, I don't have a good count because
1, 2,
I think we're
3,
looking
4, 5,
yeah, because you had
7,
to go back
8,
and find it
9,
again. I think
10,
we're looking at different versions of this
12,
page.
13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So we are over half. We might hit 20, depending how things go. So we would have got through 2/3. There were some definitely big questions here.
Let's find the next one then.
Yeah. Let me just scroll on down. back to where... Oh, here we are. It took me... I got confused. I confused myself there for a second. All right, there we go. I've been bamboozled a third time. But thank you very much. We move on. This next one comes from Rotsif, king of Call Me a Toho player, because I'm stuck in bullet hell. I wonder what you're playing.
No, I think he's stuck in Magic Bullet Hell. The material.
Building up what my Matt-related question last week, do any of you have a specific farming quest that you guys just outright hate, whether because it's drop rates or for some other reason? Anyway, I'll be over here in Yaga Smolensk. Farming. Farming forever. Farming until, comma. Just farming. Farming. Yes, my specific farming quest that I hate is any event that only gives me 4 CEs.
Yep.
I say that because I don't actually do I don't do farming quests. I literally don't.
No, I don't really farm free quests anymore. Like, occasionally for a specific thing, I'll do it, but nah. I don't hate any of them anyway. It's drop rates is drop rates.
Mm-hmm. But with that, we're gonna move on. I'm gonna get through more. So thank you very much. This next one came from Chaos Spirit preparing for vacation, Cyrus 21. See, this is why I got bamboozled, because I was remembering what I read last, like that thing that did not happen. Anyway, they say, question. Hey guys, hope your event went good lately. I managed to get Salieri, which is good. He's stuck in the Essential 1 due to the bones, though. Anyway, as I'm going to a trip to Florida, my question is this. If you were going to Walt Disney World with your... If you went to Walt Disney World with your servants, which ones would you take? All I know is his hands would be disaster. He saw Fantasyland and Magic Kingdom. Personally, I'd take Matt for sure, along with Tomomo and Saber Lily for my personal party for a week of fun. My other servants would come, of course, in their own groups. Anyways, later, and good gotcha luck.
You better be wearing a fucking mask in my state, dude. You got your Vax card? I know our economy's doing great, but I'm watching you.
Actually, have we had a theme? Well, no, yeah, we had Oniland. Okay, no, we have had a theme park.
You can also build a theme park in Summer 1, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but it was, it's not the quite same as, actually going to... This person's name is Mommy Milky's. I am bamboozled. Sorry, if you guys, in case you haven't known, I still have Final Fantasy 14 up, and I've been playing a little bit here and there when, like, Omega's not gunner stuff. And so things just run across my screen. And
yeah, I was thinking about mentioning it earlier that you were playing, but I was like, no, it's funnier this way. I'm just going to leave Lucky's yelling it out of context. By the way, so while Lucky further explained that, I was just sitting here in stunned silence, twisting my head back and forth, making one of those, what? Faces?
So, okay. I need to get back on track. Did I restart the timer? Yes, I did. Jesus. Okay. So... for me, probably Tomomo, Parvati, all my Tomomos and all my Sakura faces. I will die.
You gotta be careful if you take Melt to the water park.
Because I'm pretty sure Tomomo will kill me, Tamacat will kill me. Well, actually, no, Tamacat won't kill me. She loves me. But she might try to kill Tomomo, then I'm gonna have to try and stop that, and then I might die.
Cat might get in a fight with a mascot.
Yeah. Tomalancer will actually be okay, but she'll probably kill me as well. That's her literal MP. Then Lip, who will probably kill me accidentally. Melt, who will probably kill me intentionally. BBs, who will probably kill me and laugh about it and then revive me. KP I'll probably be confused for an attraction of some sort and probably will not kill me. But probably might capture me and not let me go.
Man killed 50 billion times in Walt Disney World tonight. How did he keep dying? Who's at 11?
Robin. Remember who you're talking to.
I don't think... God, I'd love to try and take Python just for the jokes, but I don't think she'd tolerate it.
No. This is what you do. You take Zhang Yu.
It's true. That's going to be very hard to do in Disney World, though. That would keep her in line, but yes, no, I just can't imagine putting Python in that crowd of humans having fun. I can just see the look of scorn on her face as humans go about their day having amusements. And I'm just like, here, have your black coffee.
Actually, I'm gonna pause real quick because I did just do Nez's interlude, and I did laugh at the coffee joke. Is this supposed to be like drink your coffee and mind your business kind of thing with Mash constantly hinting coffee? Like if there's like some sort of joke that I didn't understand, like I understand that that's what Mash does every time I bring up said touchy subject, but I don't know if there's actually like a meme or actual joke around that.
That sounds like a very Japanese-ass gag of like, quick, drink this tea so you shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that probably sounds about right then. Drink this and shut up. Yeah, because I tried doing a Google search for like coffee-related jokes, memes, and the only thing I could find up is point was drink your coffee and mind your business. I'm like, I think that tracks. But I do super love Nesha's interlude. If only because there was more Tamamo action. I literally got to say, fight, and whoever wins shall become my consort. And Tamamo was like, I am all on this. Again, I'm about to use this word wrong. Irrefutable proof that Tamamo is actually fucking into you and not just not Haku's sexual. You animals. Lucky gets into fights about this on occasion.
This is one of those many things, I think, in general, that FGO has a problem with, where a guy said something once and we won't shut the fuck up about it. Much like, but guys, are we gonna skip CCC? We say after having done the rerun. Like, God, it was... So, yeah, no, I do genuinely believe that especially early FGO, in general, like, I think especially because it was early, FGO didn't know if it was gonna be as popular as it was, so it didn't want to fuck shit up for popular things, right? Like, all this dinky little phone game's gonna be, like, talking shit at Extra, right? So they didn't want to do that. Now FGO is the big thing. FGO has eaten all other Fate works for breakfast, and it's ready for lunch. The lunch is your wallet. But I think they reached a point in the writing where they're just like, nah, it doesn't matter anymore. Like, for the purposes of, like, Tamamo's character writing, her quest to be the perfect wife is such a key part of her characterization. You can't do Tamamo stuff without bringing it up, you know? Nero is also just Nero all the time anyway.
Remember, you're not part of... Hero's not part of your harem. You're part of Nero's harem.
Yeah. Like, obviously, yes, I do believe they did Bride to specifically create the perfect bride Nero.
Mm-hmm.
But also they had that costume, existing, and they made it work because it's got a lot of funny going on. Check out Wanted Nero Bride sometime. There's some lore there. But no, like, I as you say, Lucky, I think we've long gotten past the point. And honestly, it was pretty early because a lot of people have this concern about Tamamo Shark, where it's like, no. Summer Tamamo is just regular-ass Tamamo in her swimsuit. It's just that because of the power of Sun, she is operating at a 110% right now. And Kat, actually, it's Kat's quote from her profile that calls her Shark, but she's never really been a fully separate Tamamo 9 instance. She is still that Tamamo, just when Summer's on, Tamamo's on. It's on. Like Tamamo Kong. Wait, you could build a statue of Tamamo, couldn't you? That was one of the 3 statues you could build? Yeah.
I totally did. I did that both years.
It was several years ago. I built the Mordred one because it was funny, because of the surfboard. But yes, no, like, you could do Planet of the Mekon. Yeah, it's on like Mekon.
It's on like Mekon. I'm pretty sure that's been a joke somewhere. If it's not,
gotta have that going on there.
They have to. If they don't, I'm offended. It's getting dark, and I haven't turned on my light. I'm gonna throw my wallet at the light switch. I'm gonna see if that works. Okay, so it hit the light switch. I did not have enough force. So now my wallet's on the floor.
This is what happens when we stop saving daylight.
Yeah. Alright, well, anyway.
This is the spring forward agenda.
Oof. That bites, Axe. Ooh.
That's a good one.
That is a good one. See, I'm not mad at that. That's just like, ooh.
Axe has been... While we were out here hanging out with girls, Axe has been studying the snark. Occasionally, he figures out how to use it correctly.
Occasionally.
He remembers which way up the sword goes. Sometimes, though, he puts the sword in his foot. Axe, that's not the way the sword goes. Axe is like the "this is fine" dog with a sword in his foot.
I don't know. It could be a gun.
Anyway, the meme is, studying the blade, so... Yeah.
Well, I'm studying the blade. Tokugawa.
Big daylight.
I think my helmet's here. I should throw my helmet at the light.
You just made me remember one of the funniest videos I've ever seen. Lucky probably knows what it is. How to be a moth. It's like I think it was like an old Vine. The guy's wearing a suit. He comes in. He puts on a helmet, and he jumps into the fucking light bulb. Smash.
Thank you, my dude. Yeah, this is my helmet. This is very light. This is lighter than I thought.
But is it strong?
I hope it's strong. I paid like $50 for this.
Well, you better get $50 versus a noggin protection out of it.
Oh, actually, no, it looks alright. I'm gonna put it on.
Not head unboxing. Helmet unboxing stream. Confirmed.
I ordered an extra large. Is this extra large? My head's fat, y'all. Hang on. I gotta take off my headphones here. Okay, it does. Okay, fucking my ponytail. It will not go over my ponytail. Okay. Lessons learned. Let me unleash the mane. Oh my god, this is so tight. This cannot be an extra large. That hurt my head. That hurt my head trying to squeeze that on. Where's this fucking size? You animals.
Is it the wrong size?
No, it says XL. Do I need a double XL for my head?
You heard it here first, kids. Lucky has a double XL head.
Oh my... Yeah, this does not fit.
Rip.
I mean, I could take off the lining, I guess. Let me see here. Okay, I took off one of the lining plates and now it fits, but now it's very, very, very snug. Yeah, I'm gonna have to send this back. Holy shit. Alright. But that's done. That's done. Okay, hang on. So... I will deal with that later. It's good to get that out of the way. But my headset's back on. My head is not against screen. I did size my head. I have a... what was it? 24 inches. That's the circumference of my head. This thing lies. Toriaizu. We're gonna finish up. We got a minute 27 here. So I'm gonna start this clock up again. And move on. This next one comes from the one too close to the QP limit and too many skills at level 9. Are you just out of lores? Question. Considering we've gotten a good number of animation updates well ahead of when JP got them in the game, which of the servants that we are waiting for do you guys think we will get in the Kama event? If you knew for sure we were getting at least one.
If I knew for sure we were getting at least one, Matahari doesn't have an animation update, does she?
No, still no.
Yeah, that would be it if it was. This would be like the one time to do it. They didn't even do it when they reran OQ, did they? The animals. Maybe they'll have done it by the time we get our OQ rerun and we can get it bumped up. Only one. I guess I would have to guess Hans?
Yeah, no, Hans.
Because that has... Kiara is a cameo in that. She has lines that appear in his attacks and stuff, so...
It's hilarious.
Yeah, that would be it that I could think of.
I'll probably have to look at a list of animations, but I'm just going with Hans because that's top kick. But unfortunately, we can't linger too much here. I want to try and get some more. So thank you very much. This next one comes from King of Apples, who says, Random Karna, awesome Lostbelt 4 costume, here I come. Question, both of the Grand Servants we've met, Romani and King Hassan, have not shown themselves to be on the level of the beast. Yet we know that the Grand Servants are supposed to be able to fight the beast. Something doesn't add up. Does this mean that the world truly hasn't summoned any Grand Servants despite the beast having arrived? Well, think of it this way. Huh?
There we go. Okay, found the question. Sorry, I was a little confused for a second. I was like, wait, what? I wanted to read that back. Sorry to interrupt you either, but I assume what you were going to say was the fact that there's supposed to be 7 of them?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the short answer, guys. There's the world is supposed to, when you do the ritual properly, you're supposed to actually summon 7 at once.
But also consider this. It necessarily wasn't that the Grands didn't defeat them, but they enabled you to defeat them. Because I would like to point out something that's specifically said about the beasts. Beasts are something that humanity is supposed to defeat. I don't know if I necessarily call the Grands humanity. And in both situations, Gramps, literally imparted the concept of death onto Tiamat so she could be defeated. And, honestly, Romani basically did the exact same thing, but the same thing to Gatia. Basically took all his power so the sole human and master of all these servants, could defeat said beasts. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's necessary.
We don't even get a grand with Kiara.
Yeah.
She's just a baby, though. She a baby beast. Beastie baby.
Yeah. So, yeah, because technically she's only a half. Honestly, I don't think...
That's still something, by the way, that I don't think I've ever fully understood, the half thing.
And...
I don't know if I ever will. We'll find out.
Yeah.
We'll find out if FGO will actually explain that in a good frame of mind to me.
Yeah, but... So, yeah, you can either look at it that way, because, as it says, it requires all 7, or... Because this... Actually, no. I actually have the better answer. The counterforce only will send the exact amount of force needed to solve a problem.
Well, they're called, left and right side. I don't know if they're literal 50% split, but yeah, it's Beast... Kiara's Beast 3L, I think, or she R?
She's one of them.
She's one of the two, so we know the other one exists. Yeah, so she's R, so we know L exists. We know L exists. Keep in mind that I'm building up to my pregame for OQ. No, it's left and right. Actually, is it lapse and repose? I don't know, it might be. I believe it was pitched as left and right originally, but they could have made it fancier since then. This has been a thing for fucking years.
Yeah, but like I said, This is an overarching thing, but the counterforce only sends as much power as needed to solve the problem.
Yeah.
Sometimes this is a slight nudge. Sometimes it's, a direct push.
Yeah, keep in mind our example of the counterforce is from Kara no Kyokai. Also, by the way, watch out for spoilers in the Patreon channel. I know we're getting loosey-goosey, but hold it in. We're not even in the pregame yet. But the example of the counterforce is from Kara no Kyokai number 5, where the counterforce wants to stop Araya Soken from fucking shit up and trapping Shiki forever to touch the root or whatever. It does this by having Tomoe give her a sword and die. That's it. That's all it takes is Shiki to be slightly more motivated and have a sword. And the counterforce is like, oh, hold on, let me do that above my table. Job done. I'm out. Shiki's got a sword. She can do the rest. That's it. Like, the counterforce is all about those little things. And yeah, in CCC, the counterforce sent a counter guardian, probably. I would also argue the counterforce also probably didn't fuck with the fact that Melt broke the time stream. You're not supposed to do that. But the counterforce was like, nah, it's cool, fam. So, yeah. The fact that because we were already on hand to deal with the situation, they only needed to send 1 grand was how it is, right? It's like,
right.
That's fine. And we'll have to see, because, I also want to bring this up. At no point was a grand sent for foe. We solved that problem pre-Beast Awakening on our own, purely through foe's own efforts. I mean, yeah, but Merlin claims to be the Grand Caster. He's never actually been summoned, and I don't know if he can actually be summoned as Grand Caster because he's not dead. It's weird. But yeah, no. So, as Lucky said, I was going to actually bring that earlier, but he was in the middle of a point, so he got back to it, where it's just all minimum effort. At no point have we ever had to actually summon forth. I do want to say, though, Lucky talking about, are the Grands humanity? I think they are because they are servants. They are actually recorded servants. They're in the Throne of Heroes, and Emiya actually talks about this in Paison's interlude, because he talks about becoming serving the counterforce, becoming part of the throne means becoming part of the foundation of humanity. Yeah, they're part of our history. They're part of the base that got us to today. So they do count. They are, if you actually perform the ritual, a human would call forth all 7. That's where it's a retcon, obviously, but that's where Nasu has said the actual, Fuyuki summoning ritual has come from, is it was supposed to summon the 7 grand, so originally a guy was supposed to do that when the world is in danger.
Mm-hmm.
So it is a amount of human effort to set this up, but the counterforce is like, nah, I don't need to go through all that trouble.
You just send 1 over.
How did Gramps go back in time to help us? I don't fucking know. He did it. Grand. He presence concealed himself through time and space. Fuck it.
You know all those years between fucking Babylonia and Camelot? He just killed them. And it just walked. Yeah, no, Vespera says it killed the concept of relativity. Did I pause it, or did we just run out of time? Oh, no, yeah, we ran out, heck.
I mean, we probably would have run it anyway.
Yeah.
We talked a little long, but we were on, a minute and a half left?
Yeah.
Okay, close that tab. We're at 2 hours of audio. That means that in real time, this actually took, an hour and a half raw recording.
Hey. Okay, I'm gonna actually get...
Got some good pauses. And I do think we're going to take a little intermission here before we get into the pregame. So, we'll be back with you in a second. After these messages, we'll be right back.
All right,
to future me, make sure to put ad break at about 2 hours. Okay, thanks, bye.
I'm be munching on Oreos, though.
Okay. Lucky has Oreos, you don't.
Listen, I needed a comfort food after this helmet fiasco.
I always hate when I get the wrong kind of gear.
Mm-hmm.
My equips are for a different class. Anyway. Sorry, I had a brief mental interlude remembering a meme, but nobody else but me will get that. So I'm not going to make a 1% joke, guys. I'm going to keep it to myself. And instead say that it's time, now that Mailbag is done, for our big boy free talk moment, which is the OQ Labyrinth pregame.
Yeah!
So, obviously, if you want to protect your truly virgin ears, you should tune away now. But, there's a couple of gimmicks that are high level that you should probably know about before time, so you don't shoot yourself in the foot. So, please, if you don't want to run into problems later, listen to me for a little bit, and then when I get to talk about other stuff later, you can tab away. And if you're lucky, and maybe if you are very nice to him, Robin will actually split the time codes into separate ones and not just make this one giant time code. But only if you're nice. So, welcome to Tokugawa Kaiten Meikyu OQ. Yes, that's right. It involves all those words. Long U, long O. Ooh, cute. I don't know why it's written with a double O and a long O, but I guess it's a character-based thing. Anyway, this is a literal Labrynth event. I'm not kidding you. Well, I suppose, actually, is it literal? Probably not, because it's not a one-way maze. But, well, I guess technically it is, because there's only one solution to the floor. But it's not laid out like a labyrinth. You don't go to the center. You go to the next floor. Speaking of which, there are 6 floors of the labyrinth to explore. And this is our core mechanic. Basically, you will be obtaining these devices called lanterns. They will probably have a cool subtitle, but they're lanterns. You get these lanterns, you can use them at certain points to light up paths of the labyrinth to explore them. Sometimes you have to complete a battle to unlock a new path. Otherwise, you just click on a quest basically on the map and spend a lantern, and it does it. This will open new paths for you to do. If you fail a quest you use a lantern on, you don't lose it, so if you lose the battle, you don't have to worry about losing your lantern. It's like AP, it's not spent if you fuck up in some way. Now, some paths will be dead ends, but fret not. You will still probably receive a new lantern at the end of this path, so you can backtrack. And exploring every possible path is actually ideal because you will unlock new free quests this way, and also other stuff we'll talk about later. So this is mechanical gimmick number 1. Alright? There's a labyrinth, you spend items to explore, it's actually pretty cool. This brings us to our next major mechanical gimmick, the pillbox, also sometimes called the seal case. I don't know, they're both very Japanese. You get a little box, and it's called the pillbox, or the seal case, or both. You get it early, and it will upgrade as you go through major quests. In event terms, so not event quests, but in event quests, this will replace your Mystic Code skills completely, with a stun, attack up, and crit stars, which do upgrade, by the way, over time. But they each have a 99-turn cooldown, so you only get to use these once per battle. However, using these pillbox skills will increase the event gauge. This is written in all caps in my notes because I know what it's called, but that's a spoiler. The game doesn't tell you until like halfway through the event. But there's a gauge. It fills up. This is a very important note because when you face the final boss, you will have a harder fight the higher your event gauge is. So more event gauge, more hard. Got it? That's what it means. You can lower it through the shop, however, it's similar to Kiara Punishers, but way less finicky. Like, instead of buying specific buffs or debuffs, you just buy less gauge, basically. You have the easiest fight at 0% event gauge, and the hardest balls fight when you hit 100% event gauge. I will continue to say it event gauge, because it's written in all caps throughout the rest of my notes. Yeah, basically, if you want to do it easier, don't use MC skills. No, it's pure challenge. Axe asks, do you get more rewards for higher stuff? No, it's just like facing Kiara without buying Kiara Punishers. You do it because you hate yourself. Why? Why would you do this? Seriously, guys, I looked at the 100% version. Ooh, no. So, Omega's plan is literally never to touch Mystic Code skills, because why would you? They have a 99% cooldown anyway. That said, you do still earn your Mystic Code EXP, so you can just equip whatever the fuck you want and get EXP through this event.
Oh, nice.
It replaces the skills, but you still count as equipping your MC, so you can get EXP that way. Now, there are going to be 16 main quest nodes. This includes a prologue, an epilogue, and several interludes. But completion of which will net you a Grail, a 3-star CE, and 14 Saint Quartz. I assume anyway. The way these rewards are laid out is slightly confusing, but I believe defeating individual pips will also give you apples and lanterns. If you get more SQ than I promised you, don't complain to me, okay? I just couldn't do my math. If you get more than 14, go for it. Yeah, somebody saying if you go full 100%, it's the hardest fight in FGO currently ever, period.
You have been warned.
Yeah, I do believe you may have to still, for plot reasons, you may have to work it down anyway, but go for it. You know, you'll get all the things you need anyway. We'll talk about that later. That's mechanics for final boss stuff. We're not even there yet. We're currently talking about story battles. And to say that story battles and exploration quests have one final gimmick, which is when you do them, no back row. You can build a team with only 2 servants plus 1 support servant. So, not quite 1 servant only, but you will be locked to 3 for a lot of the story content. For free quests, you're fine. Now's the part where I start talking about the actual characters you run into in some of the fights you fight. So if you want to go away, you should go away now. Alright, everybody still here? Okay, cool. So your primary story support will be Kiara, Parvati, Munenori, Matahari, and Scheherazade. These are your core story support blocks. Most of them are level like 80 or 90 with like NP4, so they're trying. Yes, even Matahari. She's still bronze, but she's like level 80. Don't ask me how it works. Story support. So, there will be some new mobs in Ooku. They are basically Ooku maids. They're mainly assassin mobs. They have bronze and silver variants. There's also a new linchpin maid, boss mob. They're basically a giant ghost variant. Technically, giant ghost is a legit pronunciation in some languages. Anyway. A gigantes ghosto. They come in cavalry classes. So, caster, rider, assassin, berserker. Gee, I wonder why. If at some point we're gonna have these episodes be super edited, but just picture in your mind we would do like one of those great punch zooms on Kiara right now, possibly give her glowing lens flare eyes. Anyway, yeah, you got guys. If you don't like fighting giant ghosts, well, sucks to be you. You're gonna see a lot of these. These are, I think, the single most commonly recurring boss in the story quests. They're linchpins. Who could have guessed? So for servants, you will need to fight Matahari and Scheherazade at least once with break bars, and you will have to fight Kama a couple of times with and without break bars. This is just how servant fights be doing. I don't think... Yeah, because you start with, like, in Act 1, you start with, like, finding Kiara and Pavarti as story support, so you don't have to worry about them. Expect all boss waves to be pretty chunky. You're talking minimum 100k HP, but some of these guys get upwards of 500 to 600k. So, big bunguses, okay? And of course, as you get further in the event, enemy bosses will get the occasional inherent buffs such as extra NP charge or NP damage, defense up, etc. Most commonly, what I see, though, is debuffs or debuff resistance down is incredibly common. It's that kind of event, guys.
Oh, no.
Now, after all this, there will be the final boss, also written in my notes in all caps. The final boss is a question mark class who takes slightly extra damage from alter egos and foreigners, and deals normal damage to all classes. That's all you're getting from me on that. Make your own assumptions later. They will have a total of 4 HP bars, so 3 break gauges, all of which are large. Very large HP. You'll also have to fight them a couple of times in your normal, break a few bars and then call it quits fashion. You know, usual FGO shenanigans. Now, in the very final fight, you actually get your back row back, so you get a full 6 servant lineup. But this fight has, allegedly, 6 variants based on your total level of event gauge. Oh, and the hardest version of the boss has, like, 5 million HP total, as opposed to the 0% version, which is merely about 1.1 million-ish across all 4 bars. So, yeah, guys, just be aware of what you're getting into. I don't actually know the details of all the variants, but yeah, it's supposedly pretty different. No, only alter egos and foreigners, so I believe that would mean that berserkers do neutral damage and take neutral damage.
So that's a weird thought.
Yeah, so don't necessarily go for Zerkers Go Burr. Alter egos or foreigners if you got them. I haven't checked, but I would say there's probably decent odds that the final boss counts as a threat to humanity for MHXX. I'd have to double check. Story bosses occasionally do, though. Usually it's space stuff, though, with her. But that could be a strat. Even so, you've got like 20% class damage, and she's got up to 50% attack up. MHXX isn't a bad strat, period. So,
by the way, checking checking the tags, I don't see threat to humanity anymore.
Okay. Yeah, they're sometimes finicky with that, so yeah, maybe not. Anyway, in the minimum version of the fight, your team will have an on-hit buff which heals you 100 HP, but also gives them debuff res down. So, you gotta be careful with your hits. However, you will have up to 3 debuffs removed from you per turn. The boss will start the battle by draining your NP to 0 every turn for 3 turns. So, you straight up cannot NP for the first 3 turns. If y'all are thinking about doing some funny haha Scotty loops, you're not allowed, literally. It's not okay. Also, after this on turn 4, the boss will summon a mini-boss clone of themselves who doesn't do attacks, just will fire NP when ready and will randomly NP seal per turn. But when killed, will remove all the debuffs from one member of your team. So, giving you an incentive to take some AoE damage in there.
Actually, Megan, you mind if I interrupt real quick?
Go ahead.
To let you guys know traits that the final boss does have, it's demonic, divine, female, humanoid, and king, and pseudo-servant.
Yeah.
So, plan your strats accordingly around that.
So there you go. That'll give you your bonus damage if you're looking for it. But remember, question mark class. At least you get neutral damage. Further break bars really amp up the damage output. Like, I think break bar number 1 is like straight up attack up or damage plus. Break bar number 2 is extra damage to charmed enemies. The last break bar is crit up. So, It's going to be one of those fights where, like, it ramps up in the output as you go down. I will not describe to you the horrors of the 100% battle. If you choose this path, if you choose this challenge, you're going to have to look it up yourself. It's too horrifying for words. Ugh. It's bad. It's really bad, guys. Holy shit. Don't go nuts. Now, thankfully, after all that shenanigans, free quests are monoclass. Their monoclass, their boss is capped at 200 to 250k HP. Thank Christ. Hopefully nothing to write home about other than that they make heavy use of the new mob in a variety of classes. You can also repeat the boss if you want, like an animal, much like Kiara. So, exploring the Labrynth will net you new free and story quests as well as various materials and some stuff you'd normally expect to see as event rewards, such as mana prisms, gold foes, the command codes, code unlockers, a lore, a copy of the CE, and also the white Hanafuda currency you need to lower the event gauge. So, you are actually incentivized to explore the whole maps. So, don't feel bad if you hit a dead end. You will want to explore all of these in your own time. To complete these quests and defeat the biggest baddest, you will have access to a plethora of bonus servants. This is actually a super generous bonus servant list. So, let me run it down. At the top, of course, you've got Kama. Kama gets plus 100% damage and plus 50% bond. Yagyu, Parvati, Matahari, Shez, Kiara, and Mash get plus 50% damage, and everybody but Mash gets plus 20% bond. Mash is the usual 5% to everybody. Allegedly. They fixed it. So that's your core. And all other remotely Japanese servants get plus 30% attack. What, you want the list? Okay. So, Okita, Bene, Enma, Musashi, Shiki, Suzuka, Tomoe, Fujino, Nobu, Tota, Hozoin, Benkei, Kentoki, Ryoma, Ushiwakamaru, Tamamo, Murasaki, Osakabe Hime, Shuten, but not on Onikure. Her identity is unknown. Chiyome, Danzo, Izo, Fumokataro, Kojiro, Hijikata, Raiko, Ibaraki, Chacha, Kiyohime, Amakusa, Okiten, Sitanai, and Hokusai. Note, summer variants are not included. Summer is not Japanese, I guess.
I think my Raiko and Murasaki might be putting in some good work this event.
Probably. I know that I'm going to have a very interesting support lineup because I've got some good choices here.
Yeah, I've already Oh, go for it. No, finish.
Yeah, I was going to say, you will note there are a couple of welfares in here as well in that 30% range, which is pretty good. Like, I'll probably put Nobu on my support list, and my choice of Kentucky Rider or Ryoma. But yeah, you were saying, Lucky?
I didn't lose it. Oh yeah, no. Like I said, no, because I'm just looking at the recommended servants against demonic trait damage. I'm just like, actually, are these mobs? What are these mobs? Now that I'm thinking about it, what are their trait type? Hang on.
The mobs are demonic.
Yeah, if the mobs are demonic, yeah, my Raiko and Murasaki are probably gonna be having a good time, especially Raiko.
Yeah, my Raiko's probably a good choice.
Yeah.
Don't you have a Raiko? Damage, class advantage. I do. Yeah. Her skills are not really good right now, but maybe I'll put some points in that. There is also a bonus CE, which grants you the classic plus 100% to plus 200% damage MLB to the equipped unit. Yes, there are only 4 copies in the shop. You get the last copy by exploring the labyrinth, as I mentioned above. So it's not perfect, but at least you don't have to wait for a drop. You just have to find the path that gives you the CE. That said, yeah, it's a motherfucking damage CE, so now you understand why everybody is so chunky.
Chunky!
You're gonna want to pick a damage dealer and really focus on them. And of course, if it's Kama, you'll get a lot of damage, but Kama's not actually universally applicable to this event, interestingly enough.
Raiko is.
Yeah, Raiko's a good one for that. Like, you're gonna want some batteries, but yeah, no, you're gonna get in there. It's good. This, of course, means that there's a shop. In the shop, you can acquire EXPs, foes, spinal fluid, giant rings, dragon fangs, stingers, gears, lamps, medals, yes, night medals, bloodstones, and spirit root, along with Lancercaster assassin statues. Yeah, all the fun other stuff's in the labyrinth if you want, like, MPs and gold foes and shit. But yeah, mats. The shop also is where you can increase/decrease the event gauge. Basically, at 4% a pop, you will obtain white Hanafuda cards. You spend these to reduce the gauge. They turn into black Hanafuda cards, which increase it back, and then turn back into white. So it's, a yin-yang snake constantly eating its own tail. So you will never use up your white Hanafudas if you're scared or you accidentally, use an MC skill or something. You'll be able to reverse it back.
Okay.
Well, yeah, no, 300% damage is a thing, but is that. Also, yes, you will get CE drops, obviously, but like I said, you don't require them.
Honestly, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I don't mind having doing a little bit of legwork for the 5th comp, I'm glad I don't have to leave it up to RNG.
Yeah, I was a little worried when I was looking over this, but then I remembered that there was a whole different quest type with the exploration quest, and I looked at it like, oh yeah, I don't list them all out because it's hard to track them because you have to, like, look at a visual map to track what the drops are, or a fucking spreadsheet table. But, like, you complete some of these quests, you'll get, like, 5 mirrors, 5 stakes, you know, you'll get extra apples, you'll get your lanterns, you need to unlock more paths, and literally some of these dead end in, like, the lore, right? Like, you literally will just go through this labyrinth and find the crystallized lore. So, do actually remember, you've got, like, 2 weeks, you're going to want to do your exploring, kids. Now, obviously, to enhance your drops to spend your currency at the store, you can roll in the summon banner. CEs give you the usual drop enhancement. They're pretty cool. That, Liang CE, the 4-star one. Nice. Very nice. Looks great.
Nice.
There will be 2 banners, by the way, spaced out about a week apart. Banner number 1 is Kama and Parvati on Raid Up all the time, plus CEs. Banner number 2 is a rotation of Kiara and Scheherazade and Munenori on Raid Up all the times, with CEs also. So that's basically it. I know it's not like super extensive. It sounds confusing. The overall structure's pretty good. Just keep spending lamps to explore, and eventually you'll get more lamps to explore more. Just keep doing that until you advance the story. You may run into dead ends with like quests you can't do yet. You can always come back to them. Just make sure to do your diligence. Spend your apples. You'll get through this just fine. Like, at no point does the game actually like literally dead end, where it's like, haha, you lose. Like, You'll always get the opportunity to backtrack and go back. You don't need to worry about any of that. You just need to worry about the time it's going to take you. But that said, I do not want to fail to emphasize the fact that at maximum difficulty, this event is fucking hard, okay? So just remember what I've taught you about how to manage your event gauge levels and how to get it back down, and you'll be ready to cruise this on easy street. Or you can just spend like a couple of white Hanafudas and not worry about it. But you got a couple of weeks. You shouldn't have too much trouble getting through the story. I do believe the second part is time-locked a little bit. Like, you're gonna have to wait for the second week to get started on it, but you've got plenty of time to explore and do free quests, and like I said, free quests should be pretty simple. Damage bonus, monoclass, you know, you've got potential event servants for everything. I'll have Hokusai on my all slot, probably. Or extra, I don't know. Probably extra, I guess, and then I'll put Mash in all.
I have mine set up already. I just have my all set up for Kama as we're still going.
Yeah, I haven't yet, but I know a lot of people have. So, yeah, that's what you got. Just, you know, keep your pants on, be prepared, be ready to go. And I think it makes sense that this event is whole hog on the hardness, because it requires Lostbelt 3 to clear. This is a current story event, guys. This is you are expected to be ready to do modern, current FGO story content doing this event. Which it kind of is. It's kind of FGO story content. This should dovetail right into Lostbelt 4 when it comes out in a couple of months. Math?
I think it was late May, early June.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That'll be a couple months.
I know we have to do some weird time shenanigans, but I can't keep it straight.
Yes. When is the Lightworks going to give us the extra sloth?
we do need it at this point.
Extra sloth. But yeah, so you can get some pretty spicy things done with your damage bonus and your servants and stuff. And like I said earlier, I always appreciate when they're just like, they figure out how to set up an event list so it's completely scattershot and crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's so many welfares in this list. There's so many other, like, low rarities, you know, 3 stars and even 2 stars. Like, hell, you know, you can put your fucking Kojiro, grailed or not. I've seen the level 100 Kojiros. But, you know, you can put him in the slot, and he's a perfectly valid choice. And probably will stay current, because he's got plus 30% damage bonus. Just be smart. Consider putting offensive casters in your caster slot, like Scheherazade, because she's got 50% damage, or Murasaki, because she's got 30%. Reminds me, I just realized earlier when I was distributing my EXPs, my Murasaki needs more EXP.
Shoot, do I want to... I have Scheherazade in there right now, but do I want to switch to Murasaki?
Is your Murasaki get, like, better skill levels? What's your MP level on Murasaki, actually? How did you come out with that again?
MP3, I believe? My Shez is only MP1. My Shez is also only 111, because I am eternally bereft of caster gems.
Yeah, you might want to swap.
Well, let me check my Murasaki. Let me check my Murasaki, because I'm pretty sure she is also not doing that well in the skill department either. But she has a higher MP. I will double check. Let's see.
But there's a wide variety. Like, there's a shitload of assassins you could pick from. This is not CCC, where there was fucking one. There's lots of assassins you can put in that slot. Obviously, some people will be slotting Kama in there, but if you're not rolling, take your pick. Or put Kama in your all slot and pick one of your other good assassins.
Yeah, Jesus, my Murasaki skill is only 222.
That is technically better than 111.
And
I'm not gonna shit talk though. She's a caster. I never have any goddamn caster gems, so
And it is 3F5.
By the way,
Hey.
also, just one last thing about Kama, because like I said, talking about people being ready day one. I did mention this earlier. There are mirrors in the exploration quests in case you didn't farm enough mirrors during Valentine's and don't want to punch Shimosa. You can get more during this event because they're not animals.
I have 26 caster gems. Actually,
So yeah, good luck, have fun, everybody. That's the OQ pregame.
Let's see if I get 10 more. Sorry, I'm doing math in my head now.
Lucky's doing calculus. It's important. There are actually online tools for this, tracking how many skill gems you need for stuff.
Yeah, you can find stuff. I'm just... What? It's Assassin Day. I just missed fucking Caster Gem Day, didn't I?
Yeah, I believe it's Archer Caster EXP right now.
Yeah.
God, it's 11 o'clock. It would, if it wasn't spring forward, I don't know which time is actually daylight savings time. But if we hadn't just had the time change, it would be longer right now.
Well, look, I've been playing, but I got other games I need to put in some time real quick, because heck, I've been doing a lot of FGO. See, it's kind of funny. Omega's all like, nah, this is not the FGO time, and Lucky is like, no, this is the FGO time now.
Well, to be fair, you have a 9 to 5.
That's true.
If I was leaving the house to go to work, I'd probably be hitting up FGO or other phone stuff when I can, if I can. But me running the show from the op center, I just get to chill, take some time off. But I believe that's everything, and that's the main gist of our show.
Yeah.
I considered tucking in like Fan Servant Friday, but we've hit 2.5 hours. It's good, very serviceable.
Mm-hmm.
So that means next week, obviously, keep an eye out for Fan Servant Friday and Teach Omega Sensei again. I believe I announced it last week that it was very clearly Callisto one, and also very obviously the Cancel Roots one. That'll be a fun research to put together. Though don't expect like super ultra mega deep dives, guys, because a lot of that would require like OG access to like materials in Japanese. But I can at least talk about the stuff we know. There's some decent sources. I was actually looking up some of this stuff randomly last week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was just because I knew that it had won the poll, so I was like thinking about it, and then I just got down a rabbit hole with some stuff. It happens.
That happens.
You start wiki walking, and you're like, "What am I doing?" All right, we're in the middle of the show. Lucky's been doing mailbag, so.
I'm going to send this hell.
But yeah. It's my yawn, so that means it's time to wind down the show. Obviously, there will be the stream and the actual start of OQ almost assuredly on Monday. Keep an eye out for that. Like I said, Monday, gonna drop Kama Wanted, just to be safe. So keep tuned for that. I'm quite happy with how that one came out. Patrons have been able to watch it for like a week now, so. Also, obviously, by the time of next show next week, we will have whatever happens with the Akihabara event as well. We'll know more about it because it will actually launch on the 24th. Which basically, because of the time difference, is the same day that we're getting our OQ. No. Actually, yeah, it's a couple days. But by the time OQ starts, it'll also be close to Akihabara. Anyway, they'll both have started fully by the time we get to, next show. And, yeah. That's all that stuff. Obviously, tune in for What's Up next. It'll be tomorrow at the time you're watching this public on YouTube, or any other time you're watching this. It will be out tomorrow, or it will exist already. So check it out. We'll talk more about some of the stuff we talked about today and other things. Go back and watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Progression Tournament. It's very funny. I did editing. Check it out. It exists. Also check out AP The Sprawl, I guess. That's still getting good views. It's got like 50 views. It's nice. Gee, when we're only doing like 2 or 3 episodes, it's like people don't feel daunted.
Yeah.
Gee, I wonder why we only get 20 views on our one AP that's 60 episodes long. Listen, we love Star Wars, but I don't make any bones as to why people aren't watching it so much anymore. They probably got a backlog. Some of those episodes are like 4 or 5 hours long, and there's a lot of them. Anyways, I think this is just all the faffery I got.
Yeah, no, I got nothing much myself.
All right, cool. We got to go change some hearts. So, if you like this episode, go ahead and give it a like. If you have any comments, leave them in the comment section down below. We do love to hear your comments. Pay no attention to those same 4 bots who type that same thing in. YouTube will take care of them eventually.
Eventually.
I mean, there are times when I get notifications on my phone about a comment posted, and by the time I go back to the studio to report it or delete it, it's gone already, so something happens. YouTube magic. You can leave your comments in that section down below. You can also join our super comfy Discord. That link is in the description and on our channel page as always. Do not be alarmed if you appear and somebody tells you to abandon all hope. That's normal. Perfectly normal. That's how we meet new people. If you're new here and haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. Make that number go up because it's been really weird lately. Again, probably the bot's fault. I hope we get some action on that wanted karma, though. Anyway, subscribe if you haven't already. We do this show, Let's Talk FGO, every week. We also do additional videos. And sometime in April, we'll get the ability to stream back again.
Soon. Lucky's chomping at the bit a little bit. Might try something different. We don't know yet.
Yeah, we'll talk about that on What's Up, I think. Because I know you brought that up earlier, but I thought about it perfectly in context for me. We're getting real close, and our approach so far is to just been hold out, but it's been a while. Anyway, there'll be more of that. You can also check out archived streams, of course. So, good incentive to subscribe. And even if you're already subscribed, make sure to always hit that bell for notifications so you always know when we post a new video. You can be there and be first to get your good luck charm and watch Wanted. It is highly recommended that you have the video open in one window and then tab over when rolling. Make sure to rub that lucky like button on the Wanted. It's like rubbing lucky God's feet. You thought I was going to say rabbit. Haha, got you! XX Sabergatos! Man, I'm having a really punchy outro today, Lucky. I don't know what's going on.
It's because of all that P5 energy you challenging.
Probably. I got stuff to do. I got people to save, hearts to change, destroy the strong and protect the weak. Anyway, consider hitting that bell for notifications. It's really cool. You get access to stuff early. You always know when we post stuff. The last things I want to tell you about is you can join our channel membership. It's a great way to support us, get access to special emotes. The more people who join memberships, the more emotes we can post. Click the join button or the link in the description as well. And of course, like I said at the front of the show, you can consider supporting us on Patreon. You can access this episode early in audio format, downloadable, along with our entire back catalog of audio episodes, for as little as $1 a month or $10 a year. You can also get access to polls, early video releases, even listening to shows live, and other stuff at higher levels, and it really helps support us. It's been great. And that is your Let's Talk FGO for the days. So, I'll see you tomorrow for What's Up, and we will see you next week for more Let's Talk FGO. Try not to fall into the infinite cosmic space of Kama's bosoms, everybody.
Or you can, if that's your thing.
I'm just, once again, picturing the shooting stars gif and hear it in my head.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no, my goal right now is to get an MP2 comma without dying. Will it happen? I don't fucking know.
Lucky's got one of those gold calendars, and there's a little empty gold star slot. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
If you want to know how it goes, because that banner will almost assuredly be that night, tune in next week to find out the exciting conclusion. Next time on Let's Talk FGOZ.